Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you the Tottenham fan phone-in show. And, of course, we are joined by co-host Jack Kanicki. A couple of things to get through today. We want to hear your thoughts on yesterday's game. The 2-2 draw. Were you happy with it? Were you disappointed we didn't go on and win the game with all the chances we had? The sending off, Liverpool fans cried about saying Kane should have been sent off. Of course, Kane returning to score ways. Make sure you let us know your thoughts on it as well. The UEFA ruling today that, Tottenham will suffer a 3-0 defeat against Rennes and we are out of the Europa Conference League. What's people's thoughts on that? How do you think we've been treated? The UEFA Ethics Board, do they even know what it means? I mean, look, me personally, I think very, very harshly treated. Look, for me, I do think it's an opportunity lost at silverware. I can get, look, it didn't bring prize money, this, that, and the other, but it wasn't about the prize money. It was about putting a trophy in the cabinet for me. And I'm disappointed that, we got punished for doing the right thing ultimately. We done the right thing in terms of everybody's health and stuff like that, and we get punished for it. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But look, Jack, what's your thoughts on everything?
I mean, Dave, if I could probably complain about it, I'd probably take something out of Jurgen Klopp's book, maybe just phone up the UEFA customer support, just give them a bit of the moaning and the crying and, the kind of the complaining that Jurgen Klopp does. Because, David, like you said, we did everything we could. We tried to reschedule it the best way we could. Rennes, weren't being, kind of compliant with us. They weren't being easy, as well as UEFA wasn't being easy. And then also, what did they expect us to do? Just spread infection, to spread, the virus even further to, maybe the Rennes fans or even as well, like the Rennes players. Dave, I don't know what they expected us to do, and we got punished for it. So I think I'll probably just take a page out of Jurgen Klopp's book and find a good complaint, a good moaning session maybe to use it for.
But look, there is plenty of positives with it. It means it gives us time to be able to play our Premier League fixtures that have been put on hold without, really putting ourselves through anything grueling. It means we can concentrate on a top 4 push, which Antonio Conte said, which was I was impressed with. I was absolutely loving when he said that. And, it gives Antonio Conte more time on the training pitch as well. Yeah. And, in a way, it saves the embarrassment of being rolled out against some of these teams that we should be slapping and not getting a result because players aren't interested. So, it's a double-edged sword, really. But at the end of the day, I'm more angry with UEFA. We all know how corrupt they are. I wonder how much Rennes snuck into one of their bank accounts, to be honest with you, because I'm just absolutely, I just can't believe you're punishing a club for doing the right thing. Give us the chance to replay the game. January, sometime we'll fit it in. I think there's a week or 2 period there with like no game or something like that. So you get it in there. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm so browned off with it, to be honest with you. But look, anybody that does want to come on and share their thoughts, the link is up in the community section. Simply just go to the community section, click on the link, and come on and have your say. We already do have a lot of people lined up. So, guys, get in quick. But look, let's see what Harris Army we have joining us. We have Tottenham Tantrum Gold. Big up, Dermot. He says, ladies and gentlemen, it's the best show in town with the YouTube legends, David Kane, Irish Hotspur Harris, and his partner in crime, Jack's son, Statsman Kanicki. Come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Flat Cap Army. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Dermot. Big up, Tottenham Tantrum Gold. Killian Kenny says, big up, David Harris. What a show you're having. What a good day for you with Statsman Jack. Big up the Harris Army. Big up, Killian Kenny. Oh, man, I'm absolutely loving life. All Liverpool fans have gone into hiding. I was trolling them all last night on Twitter. I was having absolutely great fun with them. When they bite on what I was doing, I just put in like a fishing emoji, like a caught you. Absolutely loving life I was last night. I'm not going to lie. My phone was surprisingly quiet. Not many Liverpool fans answered the phone last night. Chris says, big up everyone. As always, smash the like and get your super chats in. Big up, Chris. Really appreciate that, my man. Old Soul is in the building. Big up, lads and ladies. Home after day in hospital with dehydration from reaction to the booster. All good now. Mrs. is pampering me with chips, pies, and puddings. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Harris Army. First of all, I hope you get better, my man. Drink plenty of water. I always see me slurping out of a big bottle here. I get plenty of water into you, my man. And look, no doubt, you're playing up to it and getting some good food as well. I know what you're like, Old Soul. I've been in that situation. Sometimes you play up to it just to get some good comfort food, my man. Derek Hutchinson says, good evening, David and Jack. Are you both ready to watch Spurs smash West Ham? I can't wait, to be honest with you. I'm absolutely pumped. I'd rather the game be tomorrow. Honestly, I'm in such a good mood. I'm buzzing. I believe we could beat anybody. Elias is in the house. He says, big up, guys. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, my man.
Big up, Elias.
Well. Brad Matthews is in the house. He says, good evening, everyone. Much been happening. Loads, Brad. Loads been happening, my man. Big yourself up. Adam is in the house. Evening, Harris Army. Evening, Adam. I hope you're keeping well, brother. I hope you're keeping well. Vince Vega's in the building. Come on, you Spurs. Delighted we are out of that bull experiment and we can focus on the league and possibly a cup run domestically. Yeah, well, look, we're still in the Carabao Cup. Beat West Ham. We're in the semi-final. I mean, anything can happen from there. I wouldn't mind getting Arsenal in the semis, to be honest with you. Let Liverpool and Chelsea fight out in the other. And then on the final, anything can happen. Hopefully get Liverpool because we've already proven we have their number now under Conte. I'm just confident now. I am super confident. Joseph's in the building. Big up, David and Jack. I really don't care how it's done, but I want nothing less than a Tottenham win on Wednesday. I really cannot deal with these West Ham fans piping up everywhere. Do you know what's great? In hindsight, look, I was raged we lost them in the league. But now they're all like, they think they're going to slap us. So, let them come in arrogant and everything else. Let's slap them back down to earth. Show them who Christmas really is, and that's us. Christmas is our time, and knock them out of the cup. Absolutely loving life. Absolutely loving life. It'd be a great Christmas present for all Spurs fans worldwide, knocking them out. Honestly, it'd be absolutely brilliant. They're so cocky right now. I can't wait for them to be put firmly back in their place. Paro Miguel Escobar, good evening, fam. Big up Davido and Jacko. Big up, Paro, my man. I hope you're keeping well. So we got Tupac Shakur's cousin, Yasan Shakur. We should have at least 3 goals versus Liverpool. Huge disappointment, especially when they were down to 10 men. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but if we said to you 2-2 before the game, you probably would have bit my hand off, my man. George says, big up David and Jack and everyone. Big up, Georgie. I hope you're keeping well, brother. We also got John Stokes. Evening, David and Jack. Come on, you Spurs. John, absolutely delighted with that result, brother. Absolutely delighted with it. Big up, Johnny boy. Hope you're keeping well, my man. Who else have we got? Ellie is in the building. She says it's a disgrace. I'm going to do a kakara. It's not a clop. And really give it to the crop you have. Imbecile crooks and skanks. No, it's a joke, Ellie. Ellie, it's an absolute joke what they've done, to be honest with you. I mean, I just can't believe it. How can you punish someone for doing the right thing? I just do not get it.
Yeah.
Cara Simpson says, evening, lads. Great performance yesterday. And it's too early, but UEFA, nothing but corrupt. And now let's smash the shit out of West Ham Wednesday night.
Love it.
Could not agree more, Cara. Could not agree more, my man. Who else have we got here? THFC McGrath's in the building. I thought Tottenham get battered everywhere they go, though. Yeah, that's what I thought, my man. That's what I thought. They were singing at the dance there the other day, and I don't know. It seems to be a song that people seem to be singing lately. Well, they're absolutely raging right now. We knock West Ham out. We spoil the whole Premier League's Christmas. The whole Premier League's Christmas. Everyone hates us. Terry Wright is in the house. Big up, gents. Big up, Terry Wright. He's always in the building as well. Big up, lads. Come on, you Spurs. And we also have Nosco Hollas. Hola, amigos. Come on, you Spurs. Brilliant result yesterday, showing some fire in our bellies again. Please wish me and the hubby luck on New Year's Eve as we are having our first baby girl, Yvette, Mama Monty. Well, look, best of luck. One of the best gifts in life you can possibly get. So, congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations, Nosco as well, a lot to you and, que tal and, I'm trying to buena suerte, I believe. Yeah, buena suerte, I believe would be, good luck to you. And also, just stay healthy, stay strong, my man. And also, hopefully you're keeping well, Nosco. Big up. Also, big as well, up. Mexico, best country in the world. I just have to say it as well, Dave. Best country in the world.
Never been, but I would love to go. That's for sure. Amir Sardar says, looking forward to this one. Great result. Should have won. Forget Conference League. Onwards to the FA League Cup and top 4 battle. Wishing all the Harris Army a very happy Xmas and a happy New Year's too. But first of all, Amir, if I don't see you before Christmas, my man, look, we will be doing shows between now and Christmas and be doing a little something Christmas Eve, maybe something a little bit fun where people can come on, just have a little bit of a drink. It will be a bit earlier in the day because I do have places I have to go after that. But, come on and have a drink and that. Why not? But if I don't see you before then, Amir, I hope you have a very happy Christmas, a very good New Year to you and your family, my man. But look, maybe that, like I said, there is positives. We can go all out in the FA Cup, League Cup, and top 4. Put our best team out each and every single week to get the results. And look, one thing I've learned after yesterday, never really doubt Conte's team selection ever again. You know what I mean? No matter who's out there, the guy has a plan in place, Amir. But Jack, anything you want to say to Amir?
No, I really hope, Amir, that you're keeping well, my man. And also, it was absolutely brilliant, that day yesterday. It just felt like, it's just something that we've all been waiting for. We go through all that pain, Amir, just to have, spectacular nights like that one. And I think you deserved it, as well as plenty of other Spurs fans deserved it. Merry Xmas to you, but hopefully you as well had a great Hanukkah, Amir. Hopefully, you've been enjoying kind of your holiday times as well. Hopefully you're just kind of sitting back with the family, just enjoying yourself and just relaxing, because this is the time just to relax, kind of breathe in this, what feels like a victory and probably should have been a victory, Amir. But really appreciate, the holiday wishes, really appreciate your well wishes. And also, like you said, maybe just less complications now with, the Europa Conference League. We can focus on the top 4 battle, focus on the domestic cup. So I like where your head is at. Big yourself up, my man.
Big up, Amir. Big up, man. Let's see who else we have in the building here. We have Shamu. He says, glass half full, half empty situation. More time on the training ground for Conte. If we have a good league finish and win a trophy, all will be forgotten. Lol, at Karen Klopp complaining yesterday. Could not agree. It is a bit of a half glass full, half glass empty situation. Shamu, spot on. Mr. Nick, UEFA, they just prove they care more about the money than they do players' health. 100%, my man. Could not agree more. Moondog, good evening. He says, good evening, David and Jack. Let me know if you went off to any special cafes ahead of the fan show tonight. Let me know.
Let me know how that Eric Dyer bet went out. I apologize. That was a big one to go for, my man. That was a big one to go for. But, I kind of liked where your head is at. He almost pulled out an assist. He probably should have had an assist, Eric Dyer. So you were in the right headspace, Moondog. I can tell where your head is at when I do think about it. But, maybe next time he'll get that goal, that opening goal. I mean, Dave, what a unique sort of bet to make. Eric Dyer opening goal. It's a very funny one. I really like where your head's at, though, Moondog.
You know what?
Pick yourself up and let me know what cafe, maybe you'll be frequenting.
You know what, Jack? Sometimes I can understand it. Sometimes I look at it. Sometimes when I go down and do a bit of an accumulator, I'm not a big better. I throw £2 on. But, sometimes I'm kind of looking at, will I put money on a centre back for first goal? Because you just never know from corner.
Ben Davies wouldn't be a bad one to throw one on now. He's gotten too close to scoring. He's gotten way too close.
You look at how good we've been from set pieces lately. I can definitely understand the bet. It made sense. Big up, Moondog. Big up. Spurs Savage, what's up, boys? Come on, you Spurs. Hope you're good. Big up, Spurs Savage. I hope you're keeping well. We're all good, my man. We are all good. Benedict Hampus is in the house as well, lads. Just want to say a massive thanks to you both for all the content. My favourite Spurs channel. Here's to a positive 2022. And come on, you Spurs. Well, Benedict, I want to say a massive thank you to all your support over the last year as well, my man. You and everybody else out there. It's been really valued. You all you guys that support this channel, you actually make the channel, with your interactions and everything else and your support. This channel would be absolutely nothing. And your favorite Spurs channel, well, I appreciate that, my man. There are a lot better out there, but I really do appreciate it. We do strive to try and be the best. And look, onwards and upwards for the new year, my man. In Conte, we trust, Benedict. In Conte, we trust, my man. Jack, anything you want to say to Benedict?
No, Benedict, really appreciate you saying that. But also as well, like David said, the reason we're even able to come out with so much content so consistently and also such maybe, kind of informed content as well, it's just because you guys allow us to. You guys have supported us all this way. You guys continue to, help us kind of get through sometimes these tough times, sometimes these rougher times as Spurs fans. And, we have to pay you back for it with just the constant content, because I know it does go a long way for people. Help me a lot at a certain moment in my life, helped me a lot during the pandemic. We might even fall into another bit of a lockdown. So we'll continue to be there for you guys because you also have been there for us. So really appreciate you, Benedict, and also really appreciate, the kind words and on as well. Big up to a big 22, as well as a big come on, you Spurs, but really appreciate the positive vibes, my man.
Big up, Benedict. Big up, my man. Who else have we got in the house? Maria Williams. What a game. I was stressed throughout. Then after was disappointed we didn't win, but it was a good result as no one had us winning. Coys. No, look, Maria, I was super stressed as well, super stressed. Even after some of the chances we missed when we were 1-0 up. I just got last year's or the year before's vibes under Mourinho when Bergwijn missed them massive chances and that. And, it looked like it was coming back to haunt us again, but we stood up to them. That's one benefit I think we can take from it. You know, other times we folded. This time we stood up to them. We went up and got the equaliser, and we got out. We got out with a point when no one was expecting us to get anything from it. You know, we played them at their own game. We cut them open at will, which is very unusual to see a Liverpool team be cut open like that. So, I mean, plenty of positives from yesterday's result, Maria. Beat yourself up and really appreciate the support. And look, if I don't see you before Christmas as well, same as Benedict, happy Christmas to you and a happy New Year. Let's see who else we have in the house. Paul Wiley's in the house, Davies, Dyer and Winks. What has Conte done to them? I know, absolutely. Mammoth performances, and credit where credit's due to them, you know. Credit where credit is due to put it in. I mean, it's what we've been asking for, so long may it continue. Golden Cox says, Ian and all still so happy with the way we performed yesterday, but I've heard Alex was last seen dancing down the lane wearing nothing but a wink shirt and a Santa hat. Yeah. No, do you know what? He was a bit quiet yesterday after Harry Kane scored, because I don't know if anyone remembers, but he was in the pre-match show, you know, giving out about Kane, saying he was the problem on that, and you know, he scored, so it kind of put him back in his place. Golden Cock, big up, Steve. We
Hopefully you enjoyed your birthday as well at Golden Cock.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed that birthday as well. Big yourself up, my man.
I hope you had a good birthday, Stevie. I hope you had a good birthday, my man. Toxic headshot, big up, guys. Big yourself up, Toxic. I hope you're keeping well. And he also says Sally's in Sess's pocket. His hair is still sticking out. Yeah, I know, my man. You can definitely see it. Claude Murphy, big up. What a game. What a great game. What a great game. Big yourself up. And we also have Phil Latis as well. Latis in the house. Big up, Latis. I hope you are keeping well. Latis. And then we have Jamie Marshall. Was at the stadium yesterday. It was a great atmosphere. Even bet. Yeah, no. You know, we were doing a watch long. We can't have the commentary on when doing the watch long. I do miss hearing the Spurs fans chant
me too.
in the background. But no, look, you know, I do get the highlights and stuff like that. And it was absolutely rocking, my man. Absolutely rocking. And I hope you had a good day out there yesterday. And big up, Mr. Edwardson as well. Big yourself up. But look, we will start getting on the guests now. It's not about us tonight. It's all about, you know, you guys out there coming on and sharing your opinions. But look, before we do, everyone, make sure you do smash that like button. Make sure you absolutely obliterate the subscribe button. We're about 8 subscribers off reaching 5,100. Let's see if we can get there tonight. And as well, guys, get your super chats in. It is a great way to support the channel, a great way to get talking points in as well. Always lead to great talking points, and a great way to ask the guests some questions as well, especially if you agree with them or disagree with them. You know, get your super chat in and hold them to task. That's what I say. Hold them to task. Get your point across. But ultimately, it is a great way to support the channel. But do not worry about that. We know Christmas is around the corner, so at least get your comments in the chat, and we will get them up. And then we'll take this one from Moondog, and then we will get into it. Moondog says, Twinkle Toe Winks, Dyer the Destroyer. Fuck me, I got dizzy. I thought I was in the Twilight Zone. I know, I couldn't believe it, Moondog. I mean, I seen Winks sliding in at one stage. You know, a full-blooded challenge. I was like, what is going on? You know, I couldn't believe it. Dyer didn't put a foot wrong yesterday. Yeah. I mean, unbelievable performance from the two of them, to be fair. Not only them, Dele Alli played well. I know he probably should have scored and done better, but at the end of the day, he made these incredible runs and got in time and time again. Done exactly what Conte asked of him. And Ndombele, not great, but still got the assist to Harry Kane's goal. You know, Sessegnon, no one expected the kid to pocket Mo Salah the way he did. Reports are they still haven't found him. Last seen entering the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, you know, and haven't found him since. But look, Moondog, you know, we are in the Twilight Zone, man. We are in the Twilight Zone. I'm absolutely loving life. Absolutely loving life right now. But
I thought I was seeing things, Moondog. You know, the amount of times I was complimenting Winks' passing, you know, his tackling ability, just all the things. I really thought, you know, maybe I just was actually just, you know, having a bit of a, you know, a dream. I just hadn't woke up yet, you know, maybe from just a long, you know, kind of sleep. I mean, seriously, just maybe something was put in my coffee or something like that, you know, Moondog, because seriously, I couldn't believe how many times I was complimenting Winks and Dele and, you know, the whole lot. It just, I don't know. So it's just ridiculous day.
Big up Moondog, my man. But look, we'll get into it. Who have we got first? Where is he? It's the man, it's the myth, it's the legend. It's Stormer from Tottenham Tantrum Gold. My man, how are you keeping?
Absolutely buzzing. I mean, what a game yesterday. Oh, what a game. I mean, I don't know what's happened to Dele, Winks and and Dyer. I mean, they must be scared shit going into that dressing room at halftime if they make a mistake, because the hitman's there, ready for him in the corner. He was sitting in Dele's corner in the dressing room after he missed that goal. You know, you can see Dele thinking there's a hole there for you if you don't play that bad in the second half. So yeah, but great performance from the team, absolutely. And them Liverpool side are dirty, cheating, everything under the sun. I'm not going to, it's too early to swear yet, but absolutely everything under the sun. And as for Salah, he has been found, Dave.
Where?
He's been found in Ceci's back pocket in his house. He was having his tea, and Ceci was sitting down thinking, what's that in my back pocket? And he realised it was Salah. He just patted his hat and put it back in his pocket again. So he's safe. He's safe and well. But he wanted to go back to Liverpool
with Grealish
anyway,
and Sterling. You know, he wanted to take him home with him, right? He wanted to take him home with him. You know, he was caught, you know, trying to sneak Salah onto the team bus home, you know, and everything, you know, trying to sneak him into his luggage.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely brilliant.
We did what I said yesterday. We matched them. Yeah. And that's what I said. We had to do that. We couldn't just sit back and let them play, because then if you give license Liverpool to play, they will play through you and dominate you. You've got to dominate them as much as they dominate you. And I think that's how we done it yesterday. And Conte had them revved up anyway.
Yeah. And come here, Dermot, you know, who was your standout performer yesterday? I mean, there's loads to talk about, but who was your standout performer, especially, you know, considering, I mean, the standout performer out of like Winks, Dele, Ndombele, Session, players that we've seen starting in the lineup that we were expecting nowhere to be near it.
Winks, I have to say he was man of the match.
Yeah.
Ndombele was chasing around. Well, when he saw Liverpool, he thought they were box of ketchup. So that's why he was chasing them around so hard, because he thought it was just box of ketchup everywhere. So he got excited. Dyer did not put a foot wrong all game, but Winks, I'm just really shocked over Winks. Sliding tackles all over the place. I'm thinking, who's this player? I mean, I watched it with Coover and Phil and Adam yesterday, and we had to put you on when Harry Kane scored because we needed you to see your reaction. All I could see was Jack going absolutely mental. We couldn't see you. You were somewhere in the moon somewhere. I think you were just coming back into orbit. But did not take his goal well. And that
it was great. It was great to see him back. But Dermot, I mean, I just expected it, to be honest with you. I'm not going to make a big thing of it because I expect him to score goals.
He's had a lot, and I've said it again, he had a lot on his shoulders with the Euros, and then the club mess up with him going to Man City, wasn't it? I mean, his reaction yesterday was how much he loves the club still and how much it means to him to score a goal for Tottenham. So, you know, fair play to him. And I don't think he'll leave. He'll stay with us now. He'll win a trophy with Tottenham now. He would have the rest of his career because he knows definitely. He's in the best place. He won't go because there's no point. No point. He's in Tottenham is the place. It's the team now to be.
Yeah. No, 100%. Look. You know, people just need to start calling me the Harry Kane whisperer. You know, I knew what was wrong with him all along. I was giving people a play-by-play. You know, I mean, the barber was filtering everything down to me. You know what I mean? And, you know, ultimately I did say, you know, he will start scoring. And yesterday he started.
He should be getting royalties from his goals.
No, I don't want anything, you know. I don't want anything. Him scoring is enough for me, you know, Dermot.
He should be getting 20% at least from every time he scores a goal. And then Jack should be getting 20% from someone he scores, you know.
I get a strand of hair every time the barber cuts his hair now.
You're collecting his DNA, are you?
I'll tell you, I will. I'll be Harry Kane one day, I will. So I will. But Dermot, you know, what do you make of the Robertson sending off and then them complaining that, you know, Sir Harold Edward Kane should have been sent off?
His boot wasn't high enough to be worthy of sending off. Referees are right that the boot. I mean, okay, it was a tough tackle, but it was a fair tackle. Robertson's tackle was he just whacked the leg.
Yeah,
you know, he didn't even go near the ball. And you know, and as bad as VAR has been, that was a correct decision when they went back to VAR because he deserved to be sent off. The only criticism I have is the defending for the second goal. That should never have been allowed, that second goal.
Yeah.
Salah did direct the ball with his hand like Henry did to us in the World Cup back many years ago. Do you know what I mean? So that second goal should not have been, but it is what it is. But we should have defended better. We should have been alert for the cross coming in.
Yeah.
You know, to me, it's the only criticism I can give, because the rest of the time I thought they played brilliant. I mean, I was absolutely mentally shattered after that game. It was like me and Cooper were watching it, and it was like you're so invested in it, like Conte is. It's not just the players; it's the fans. He gets us all up and gets in. They were there, all the energy's into it. Then after it, you just
did you see his celebration when the goal went
yeah,
in?
I did.
Running back
I
towards the
loved
bench.
it.
I mean, honestly, they should put that up on Pornhub.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, millions of people would watch that. It's lovely. It's brilliant.
They had a lovely picture of the hitman as well doing the substitutions. I mean, I thought that was a classic.
I love that, man.
You've played a bad game, right? You're coming off seeing this man standing there, right, bald head and everything. You're thinking, oh God, am I going to the bench or am I going down the tunnel somewhere where I shouldn't be
To the gulag.
Definitely. Honest to God. But no, great result. And I think it's a springboard now for the rest of the season now, I think.
Dermot, I feel like the difference between the two challenges between Robbo's and Harry Kane's was one was done with severe malice and intent and, you know, maybe intention of hurting the player. Whereas the other one was, you know, maybe, a bit of an out of control, bit of a rash challenge, but you could kind of see what Harry Kane was going for there. You could see what his intent was. Where with Robertson, everybody knew what he was trying to do. He was just trying to take an absolute swipe out of Emerson, which is maybe the big difference no one has said.
I agree. I mean, it was a reckless challenge by Kane, but it was fair. The boot wasn't high, do you know what I mean? The boot's got to be in a certain way for a referee to. I mean, if his foot's stuck in the ground, he probably would have broken his leg, which nobody wants to see. But thankfully, it didn't happen. But the Robertson sending off, it's a red card all day long. He was nowhere near the ball. And as for the penalty Liverpool claiming they should have had, well, I'd give him a 9.5 for falling over. He just touched him and he fell over.
Yeah, I heard he actually was, you know, backed into Emerson was what somebody said, because you can tell like Jota kind of stops and waits for the contact, you know, on his backside, which, you know, maybe in the modern day is kind of seen as a penalty, but, you know, take yourself back, you know, a few years ago and, you know, it's just kind of like he's obviously looking for it there. And we even saw, I think, in the Champions League as well, you know, Jota got a penalty at the end of the match against Atletico for kind of the same thing, you know, was absolutely looking for a penalty as well. So he has a history of it, Jota does.
Yes, I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. And I'm just Liverpool. My thoughts on Liverpool have gone really down over the last 18 months because, do you know what I mean? They really are a bunch of cheating scousers. All the good for is nicking tyres from cars.
What do you say to Toxic here? He says Delhi's one was a penalty, 100%.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely a penalty. Yeah, I do.
No,
I do.
Do you know what?
I mean, Delhi's used to falling over, so do you know? To me, if he does fall over, take advantage of it.
Do you know what? I actually disagree on that on this one. To be honest with you, I think he went over too easy. I mean, just use a bit of strength, put the ball in the back of the net. You know.
He's been working on that upper body all year. You'd think he would have been able to handle that, you know, that sort of challenge. You know, I'm with you. But then again, you know, Dave and Dermot, you know, there was that challenge though on Winks, you know, at certain stage, you know,
that was a penalty.
That one was absolutely a penalty.
Jack, I believe what you used to describe it, ride him like a horse.
Yeah, he was riding him like a horse, Dave. You know, decided to just get up on Winks' saddle and, you know, just ride him to the ground there. And it was a bit ridiculous because if everybody was making such a big deal of Emerson's one, I thought that one was no different, if not worse.
Yeah, the second. I mean, I thought the referee was atrocious yesterday.
Yeah,
I thought he really was bad. I mean, I made a comment about Hoover about the referee's shorts. They looked too big for him. I mean, he was always running around pulling up his referee shorts. I mean, his refereeing yesterday was atrocious. I mean, Liverpool must have taken him around Soho and all that, you know, make sure you give us the points and then make sure you send these players off. And then Conte gets them in the corner. You do what we tell you. The Italian mafia's here. So the referee sort of caught in the middle, right? All right, but he was atrocious yesterday. I mean, we should have had two. I mean, that goal should not have been given. So I think the referee was diabolical.
I think there's a stat as well that this was their first red card or something in like 2 seasons or something for Liverpool as well.
Yeah.
So you kind of think about it. I mean, there's a reason they're called Liverpool. There is a reason, and it's just because they have everybody, you know, on their side. They have every referee in their pocket. They have every VAR player, you know, VAR referee in their pocket.
Yeah. They get every decision. They got a taste of their own medicine yesterday off the referee, and they did not like it. They did not like it. Look, I always say, and I've said this for so long, and it's about time. I'm delighted people are starting to cop onto it. They get every decision going. Honestly, the referee would sit there. They'll sit there for the longest VAR decisions ever. Go back and look at some of the longest VAR decisions. I bet you the top 10 are all Liverpool, where they sit there and they watch what they can do to give them a penalty. It's a bit like United at times. They'll watch what they can do to give United penalties and stuff like that, rather than look for reasons not to give the penalty. Absolutely ridiculous. When it comes to Tottenham, our players have to be screaming at the referee to even get them to try and look at it. But big up Sean Mitchell as well. I hope you're keeping well.
I mean, you look at the penalty that Liverpool got in the Champions League final. I mean, whoever heard of an armpit being given it a penalty? I mean, come on. I mean, that says it all. I mean, that actually says it all. I mean, it's all UEFA, the FA, the Premier League are all corrupt because the Liverpool pay them off every year. Well, that's our trophy this year. And don't get me started on UEFA because they're the biggest bunch of corrupted scallywags that's ever going. I mean, today, that's atrocious kicking us out for not having the game because we've got COVID. Seriously. No wonder Michel Platini's going to do time. I mean, they're the biggest corrupted organisation going.
Yeah.
FIFA's not far behind them either.
I mean, FIFA's supposed to be a non-profit organization. So, I mean, that just says it right there. It's supposed to be a charity or, kind of a charitable fund. But, Dermot, I mean, as much as, we're probably a bit gutted the way it's gone, with the Conference League, by no means should have ended out this way. Do you feel like maybe this could be a blessing in disguise? Potentially we can focus on top four, focused on those domestic trophies, or are you still kind of a bit hard done by feeling like we're not in the Conference League any longer?
Well, firstly, we should never have been in this position in the first place.
Correct.
We should have won that group, and I blame Nuno on that. That lays at Nuno's door completely. Was it Rennes away that we played our B team?
I think it was Vitesse away.
Vitesse away. There was early games where he played, we dropped points, we should have won. So firstly, we should not have been in that position anyway. Yeah. But yes, I do agree with Jack. I mean, it's always been my thought that, this could be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
I think it's going to give Conte more time in the training pitch. We'll have more time to have their matches played as well. And, to me, I think we'll beat West Ham on Wednesday. And we'll get Arsenal in the semi-final. I just got that gut-wrenching feeling it's going to be another North London semi-final and another one we're going to win.
Before we move on to the West Ham game, Dermot.
Yeah.
Is it a gamble not even appealing this decision, kind of pinning our hopes on getting top four in the league and doing something in one of the cups? Because this was a real opportunity of us to go and get a trophy. Is it a bit of a gamble doing that?
I think so. It could be. But it depends what Conte wants to do. If Conte doesn't want to go in that competition, he wants extra time, then they've got to listen to him. But, I think they should appeal it because I think it's very unfair and unjust what UEFA, and that's not an ethics committee. That's just a bribery club. Rennes have taken them out to Paris. Here, we'll take you to the red light area in Paris. Here, you can have what you want on us for the night. And they probably said we'll take you to Barbados now in the summer at Christmas, and don't worry, look after. It's called a bribery club, not an ethics committee, because an ethics committee would say, right, we'll do it fairly. I mean, I blame Rennes as much as UEFA for this. Rennes, I mean, as you said, Rennes flew over, oh, boo-hoo, it's an hour's flight. Lord Jesus, Mary and Joseph. You've got nurses working 24 hours in hospitals, up and down the country here, and up and down the country where you are too, Jack. And they get less the money than what some of them pump skits get over in UEFA and France.
Yeah.
So, I've got no sympathy for them whatsoever. We've offered to play them. If they don't want to send their little club, then fine. You can stick your little competition up your hairy hole. And we'll go and win the two competitions here. Qualify for the Champions League and win that next season. And stick two fingers up to you.
I love it.
I love it, Dermot.
I would argue, I think the prestige has been taken out of the tournament, now that we're gone, now,
it has.
The prestige of the tournament's all gone. It's supposed to be the Conference of Champions, no longer is because we're no longer in it. So
we'll leave it to Jose now. He can win it. We'll let him win the little tin cup.
Stop. And look, before we get your thoughts ahead of the West Ham game, Joseph says, I saw Salah on a missing poster earlier today, Dermot.
Yeah, he's here. We've got them in Wexford here too. We've got them here. Have you seen Salah? No, we haven't seen him. And he's apparently, last I've heard, he's in Greenland helping Santa packing up presents for Christmas. And Santa's dropping them off in Iceland somewhere and on the way home. So Liverpool may miss him for a few weeks.
Yeah, don't be surprised if you see him on the milk cartons either, as well, for a missing persons case. But, hopefully they find him in good shape and, in good repair. But, Salah maybe just needs to take a bit of
Klopp's
time
gone
off.
missing as well, apparently. He's been taken to the loony bin for complaining too much. So that's where he's gone.
Big up, Joseph. Really appreciate the support. And Cuba99 says Scallywags is the new C-bomb.
Yeah. Oh, big up, Cuba. Honest God.
He listens to every word you're saying, Dermot. Every single letter.
I swear to God that them two are a nightmare to work with, because I have my orange, my stuff I've got to drink, and then I have like a bottle of Coke or something. Them two have the rest of on my channel convinced I'm a raving alcoholic, right? And I'm sitting there like I don't drink, and it's just ridiculous. So I'm just going on with it now. Oh yeah, this is a Coke. Never mind.
No, they won't let you say different. They won't let you say different. Cuba, elitist. Big up though. Cuba,
I will get me on back and them too. By one time I will get me on back, and I promise you that.
Well, look, Dermot, we'll get your quick thoughts ahead of the West Ham game, and then tell people where they can find you.
Yeah. West Ham, I think we'll win. I'm looking forward to it. I think we'll win that. It's a competition we should be winning.
Yeah.
I think West Ham are on the downward spiral now. I think David Moyes is now going to be crying into his Christmas dinner. I think West Ham fans are going to go dancing with Barney the dinosaur, catching their bubbles, and crying into their beds at night because we're going to beat them. And West Ham's a little club anyway. Who are West Ham? No one. We're the mighty Tottenham Hotspur, and we deserve to win everything. And as for that club down the road from us, the South London club that shouldn't be in North London, we're coming for you. You're going to win up nothing too. Amazon will have to pay them another 20 million to keep Arteta in for next season. Just keep him in where he is. We're sending you Nuno as well to help you, West Ham and Arsenal, as a consultant for you.
And where can we find you, Dermot?
You can find me on Tottenham Tantrum Gold. You can. We're there every morning and every evening. We do a morning show, me and Cuba, and then we do an evening show. You can always find us on Instagram and Facebook, and you can find us on Twitter as well under Tottenham Tantrum, and that's where you can find us. But I want to say, wish you two a very Merry Christmas. If I don't get to see you before then, and I'm going to get him one day. I want to wish you two Merry Christmas and thank you for everything you've done this year for us as Sarasana, but for us personally, for our channel. I just want to say thank you for your support and kind words. It means a hell of a lot. And
thank you for yours,
you two are the best on YouTube. And also a big up to Bob Spur. I hope you get better soon, sir. And Kim, if you're watching, our love is with you tonight. And big up, Bob Spur.
Big up.
Well, look, Dermot, happy Christmas to you and your family. And I'll be seeing you before the New Year, so I'll be saying Happy New Year to you as well before then. But look, everybody, do get over, check out Tottenham Tantrum Gold. If you want to make dreams come true this Christmas, get over there, smash the subscribe button, and let's get the last 200 before the 25th.
Yeah, we want to get to 200 before New Year, but happy Merry Christmas to Harris Army, Flat Cap Army as well. God bless you all.
Bless you, Dermot. Bless you. Merry Christmas to you.
Cuba99 says, calm down, Dermot. You can have a nip or a nap afterwards.
Yeah, I think he thinks I'm on the vodka again. I think I might try the brandy next.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely
Take
love
care,
it.
guys.
Well, look, Dermot, I'll see you,
Dermot.
my man, and have a good Christmas.
Way to set the
you
tone.
too, and we'll see you later.
See you, Dermot. See you, my man. What an absolute legend. Big up, Dermot. Big up, Dermot.
Set the tone, he did. He set the tone. Well, good pace to it. Just great calling, sets the tone.
No, it definitely does. Definitely does. Shawnee Butler's in the building. Big up, Sean. He says, anyone notice Mane kicking Lloris for the second goal? Shouldn't have been given if Lloris stays down. No, seen it all. Handball, everything else. Couldn't give a shit about changing the rule. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Pure handball. Then Mane kicking our goalkeeper and everything else.
Kicked him in the stomach.
Goal clearly shouldn't have stood, but this is what I'm talking about. It's Liverpool. They'll just ignore them little things, just give them the goal. It's what I keep talking about, Sean. It's what I expect anyway, to be honest with you. It's what I expect. I don't know
two
whether
examples is...
Sorry, Jack, what?
No, I was going to say there are two examples recently of the goalkeeper getting, an even worse call version of that, where, we saw David De Gea, David, like you said, they were looking, to give David De Gea that foul when, that Emil Smith Rowe goal happened. He was breathed on by his own player, Fred. Fred breathed on him and, he went down and, his own penalty area, laid down on the floor for 20 minutes. And it seemed like VAR was just looking for an excuse to give David De Gea, the benefit of the doubt, but they just simply couldn't find any, unfortunately for them. And then as well, I think another one recently, it was like Brentford or Brighton or something, where like the goalkeeper put his hand on top of the ball. And then, it was fair game, for the striker to have a hit at it. And, the striker took a hit at it and, they didn't count it as well. It just seems like, apparently Lloris is the only keeper in the entire league as well who's not given, a bit of protection, not given that benefit of the doubt as a keeper as well. So Sean's actually spot on, as well as the handball, which goes without saying. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah. No, look, it's just what I come to expect from Liverpool. I mean, they must be sending around like A-grade women around to these referees' rooms, hotels rooms the night before the game or something like that, because, I mean, they get all the decisions, or else they must be blindfolding the official up in the VAR and just spin them around in the office chair playing games or so, because, they just never seem to give any decisions against Liverpool, to be honest with you, Sean. Like the one on Harry Winks, I quote Jack again, riding him like a horse, you know what I mean? And nothing given. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Didn't even look at it. Our players are having to go up and scream in the referees' faces just to beg them to go and look at something. It's an absolute joke, so it is. Absolute joke. And I'm fed up with Liverpool. I'm fed up with them getting all the decisions. And once they stop getting the decisions, then we'll really get a true measure of this Liverpool team, in my opinion. I just don't get it sometimes. I'm sick of them getting the rub of the green the whole time. But big up, Sean. Really appreciate the support, my man. Moondog says, I'm glad we're out of the Europa Conference League. There will be a lot of games to play and we have a thin squad, so being out will help us out in the long run. Yeah, I think it was from the Rennes game to the to the Europa Conference League final. I believe it was 10 games. 10 games, Moondog. So it is a hell of a lot of games. I just wanted to win it. I wanted to be the first team to win it, to be honest with you. It was a chance at silverware. A lot of people would say it's embarrassing and all. I would still sing about it, if I'm honest. I really would. It's a trophy at the end of the day. And hey, you got to start somewhere. And actually, the guy who put the super chat before, Sean Butler, I think he said it's like 8% of the trophies over the last decade, or it could have been even longer, were won by either United, Chelsea, City, or Liverpool. You know what I mean? So that there's a slim chance you're winning something in England. And so, the Europa Conference League was definitely a chance we could go and win a trophy. And I to be honest with you, I wanted it. I wanted to go and win it. I am a bit pissed off, but I'm more pissed off how UEFA have treated us, though, to be fair, Moondog. More pissed off how UEFA have treated us, lad. It's really ground my gears. I just don't understand how you can be punished for doing something right. I mean, quickly, surely you should be promoting people doing something right, Jacko?
No, you're spot on, Dave. And just quickly, I feel like maybe when I think about it, Moondog, maybe if we had the squad depth of a team like Man City or Chelsea or, something like that, you probably would say we should go for the Europa Conference League because there are plenty of quality players that aren't playing, the likes of the Ross Barkleys and the, Chabalas and the, I don't know, the Pulisics of the world that just don't really get a lot of playing time. And, they're kind of teams, the same thing for Man City with Zinchenko and players like that don't get a lot of playing time. You kind of would consider if you had that much squad depth on your side, you probably should go for the Europa Conference League. You would actually have no excuse not to win it because you have a bunch of quality players that don't get any minutes at all to begin with. So, but that's just not the case for us. We have one strong starting 11, and then we have just a bunch of other players who seem to show up every once in a blue moon. So maybe when I think about it in context, Moondog, it probably was a bit, difficult to, game manage, the playing minutes of our better players in order to win it.
No, spot on, Jacko, spot on. But look, let's get the next guest on. He's from one legend to another, and let's get him on. He has a lot to say. He actually texted me straight away before I woke up to a message from this guy, Dave, need to come on early. I have a lot to say. So, Phillip, my man, take it away. I'm not even going to answer your questions. Get off your chest what you need to get off.
I was thinking after the match yesterday, this is one for the older viewers. There was a TV series back in the 70s and 80s called Dad's Army. and there was a
I
character called Corporal Jones. And Corporal Jones' favourite phrase was, he used it in every episode, they don't like it up 'em. And that was Liverpool yesterday. They did not like it up 'em. Because they have been so used to walking over teams all season.
Yeah.
With the help of referees, with the help of everything. They really got it in the ass yesterday from Spurs.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
and it was absolutely brilliant. It restored my faith in that team, which has been gradually coming back over the last few weeks. But my God, what Conte has done to those players. Like he's made footballers out of Ben Davies, Harry Winks, and Eric Dyer in the space of a month or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible what he's done. And it's just a pity that we didn't win that game yesterday, because that would have been an absolute launch pad for the rest of the season. You know, it was just, but we with a moral victory. I think that's probably the best way of putting it. You know, despite what was on Sky Sports, who spent 58 minutes discussing Harry Kane's tackle and 2 minutes talking about the match. You know, it's I just don't get those guys. I really don't.
Darlings of the Premier League, Darlings of the Premier League.
No, I don't know now. It was shocking. But great result. And I have to say, I must tell you this, I didn't say this yesterday when I was on, but we were actually out in a restaurant at game time yesterday. But the TVs were all around the restaurant and the game was on it, you know. And when Harry Kane scored, I was in the middle of my starter. I just jumped up. And then I realised the whole restaurant was looking at me. My wife nearly had a fit. But anyway, you know, it was just one of those surreal moments, you know. I would have done it if Spurs had scored, but the fact that Harry Kane scored it just made it absolutely special, you know.
I was loving life. Phillip, I was absolutely buzzing. I was just screaming. I was loving it. But, you know, Phillip, I mean, we expect this from Harry Kane, don't we not?
Oh, we do, yeah. It's just we haven't had it as regularly as we used to. But I think that's going to change now. You can nearly see the weight coming off his shoulders as the ball hit the net.
Right.
Really, you know? And,
seeing the passion in his celebration again was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
So it was. Yeah. But do you think this is the launch pad for Kane this season now, or do you think it will be still a stop-start season all the way to the end, maybe?
No, I would say, like, there was a few pointers yesterday. You remember the time when he broke away and put the cross in for Son, who just missed it? That was almost a carbon copy of the 4-1 win in 2017. When he did exactly the same thing, only the difference there was Son actually buried the shot, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you could see the old chemistry coming back there yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, it really could. And yeah, I mean, what better place to start with those upstarts from East London on Wednesday? Mm-hmm. The team that thinks because they're 4 points ahead of us in the league that they're absolutely lording it over us this year. They're not. They've conveniently forgotten that we're 3 games in hand, or maybe it's 4 games in hand on them. I don't know. You know, so they're going to be in the rearview mirror very shortly.
Yeah.
Mm. I've saved up a very special question for you, Phillip. Maybe I can ask it now. You know, I mean, how many times, Phillip, do Fraud Sports need to analyze, you know, that Harry Kane tackle before they realize that Spurs played well?
I don't know. I mean, I think they asked him the same question twice in the interview yesterday. You know, I mean, it's just there's an agenda against Harry Kane, which I find, you know, if he was captain of Ireland, he'd be a national hero here.
Yeah.
In England, it seems he's an absolute villain. He's like the pantomime villain that they all love to hate. They're sort of booing him when he comes on the stage, you know. And yet I can't understand it when he plays for England. Would they boo him if he scored the winning goal in the World Cup final? Well, Liverpool fans probably would anyway. You know.
Yeah.
They've been given more ammunition after yesterday. I know that they hate him from. They said he dived up in Anfield at the 2-2 draw there a few years ago to get the penalty, and they're still at it. I mean, some of the comments on Twitter this morning were just obscene. You know,
don't you feel like, Phillip, though, like how many times were they breaking down that tackle, though, without actually breaking down, you know, the fact that Spurs actually played well is, you know, really the question.
Spurs playing well is not on their script. Never was, never will be. If Spurs won that game 6-1, they'd spend the whole analyze on the one goal the other team got.
Yeah.
That's just the way they are. Jamie Redknapp, don't start me on him. He was nearly apoplectic yesterday. He was going. He see the blood coming up in his face. He was that angry that Harry Kane wasn't sent off. Just an absolute joke, you know.
Phillip, moving on from one Harry to another. Do you start Harry Winks against West Ham now come Wednesday? Do you have to find a spot for him in midfield after his performance against Liverpool?
I never thought I'd say this, but I think yes. I think we have to.
Yeah.
And I think, no offense to Pierre Højbjerg, I think Højbjerg is probably one of the COVID victims, so he needs a bit of a rest. He's been overplayed. So put Harry Winks in. I mean, if Harry Winks plays like he did on Sunday against West Ham, I mean, Declan Rice won't get a look in.
And Harry Winks scored his first goal against for Tottenham against West Ham.
Well, let's hope he gets his next one as well, because he's obviously one of the players that knows his future is on the line, and he has got knuckled down and got on with it. And I mean, and I know he's probably the most maligned player we talk about, but when a player plays well, he's wearing the shirt, he's playing for the badge. We've got to give him credit, and I think he deserves a huge amount of credit yesterday. And as does Eric Dyer again, Ben Davis. They didn't put a foot wrong. And young Ryan Sessegnon, he must have been walking on air when he finished that game yesterday. When he finished searching his kit bag for Mo Salah. But I mean, it was just brilliant.
And come here, Phillip. Dele Alli, Winks, Ndombele, all players that we were maybe looking at getting rid of maybe come January. Would you still sell them?
Well, I mean, I think, as I said, one swallow doesn't make a summer for Dele Alli. He played well. I still think he's in danger of going. It really, a lot will depend on if he'll probably feature over the Christmas period, because there's so many matches coming now. He's going to have to rotate the squad a bit. If he continues to play as he did, he may be kept. I don't think he'll ever become a regular first team, first on the team sheet, but he'll be there if needed. And the only problem I've got is if somebody comes in with a big offer, we probably won't refuse it. I mean, I think in Newcastle, they think they've got him up in Newcastle already. But does he want to go to a team that's in a relegation dogfight? He doesn't strike me as the type of player you want to go into the trenches with on a thing like that. He's a bit of a luxury player, if you like. You'd want a kind of a John Joe Shelby player in your midfield rather than a Dele Alli player if you're fighting relegation. So we'll see how that one pans out.
Yeah.
But listen, all I want to, I don't care, as long as whoever's got that Spurs shirt on plays for the badge, plays to win, and we play like we did yesterday. He can put whoever he likes in the team, as far as I'm concerned,
Spot on. And David says here, Sonny Emerson just had COVID and played the full game. I think players with COVID will be sharper in the upcoming games. Good to see no lasting effects.
Yeah, that's true enough. I mean, okay, it was never officially released who had COVID. But I think it was easy enough to work out some of the players that had it anyway. I mean, Sonny was good yesterday. Sonny was good. Emerson played very well. And who knows? These guys have had a couple of weeks off from the hard training regime, so maybe it's given their legs a bit of extra yard. So it was. I think my most laughable moment of the whole lot was that clown that Liverpool call a manager. I mean, how in God's name does he get away with what he gets away with?
At the end, are you talking about at the end of the game with the referees?
When he said, I don't have a problem with referees, I've got a problem with you. He should be up before the FA for that. He should have actually been sent off in that game yesterday, because when he got booked and then he went like that, he bowed to the referee. That was a second yellow card. He should have been sent immediately off.
Yeah.
But the referees wouldn't do it, because that would be actually standing up to Liverpool, and that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
Hold on. A big up, David. Really appreciate the support, my man. Really appreciate the
great comment as well, Phil, or great comment as well, David. Yeah, just to say quickly, it is kind of, something we also need to take into consideration, as much as Liverpool and, Karen Klopp, like to complain about all the players that they didn't have available. We have to talk about all the players that we had, still kind of recovering from the effects that COVID had on them as well. Not even having our first choice midfield, who absolutely outperformed themselves. But seriously, I think you're absolutely spot on, David. Great comment. And also really appreciate the support, brother. Hopefully you're keeping well today.
And I do want to say as well, at the end of the game, Jurgen Klopp up there in the referee's face. I mean, I remember, Mr. Pochettino against Burnley.
Yeah.
Didn't he get fined for it? And now, where's Klopp's fine? Where's he being brought for disciplinary? None whatsoever. It's an absolute joke. But look, Phillip, UEFA's ruling today. What's your thoughts on it?
Oh, yeah. It's disappointing. As I said yesterday, it was coming. You know, there was no way UEFA were going to bend the rules for Spurs. If that had been Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, they'd be finding a way to bend the rules to get them to play the match. But it's Spurs, so they're going to shaft us, you know. One thing it's disappointing because we could have won that tournament. But on the plus side, I think we're missing. If we got to the final, that's 10 matches plus the final, we won't have to play. So that means the squad's going to be even stronger for the other competitions that's coming up. But I did feel that the club's response to it was very weak. It was kind of, we're sorry that they made this decision, but we kind of have to agree with it. They shouldn't have agreed with it. They should have commented that Spurs did the right thing for the sake of their health of their players, the fans, and the officials, and the visiting team. But that was never mentioned. We do the right thing and we get shafted. Basically, that's it. And they should have pointed that out to UEFA. Because let's face it, I mean, UEFA stroke mafia. You know, it's Rennes are not blameless either. I saw a report today somewhere that Spurs even offered to play the game today, 24 hours after the Liverpool.
I'm not sure how.
Rennes probably says, no, we can't do that. We're doing our Christmas shopping. You know,
I feel like they tried to call the ethics committee or whatever it's called, Phillip, and just each time they kept trying to call to rearrange the game, they probably just kept saying this number is no longer in service or this number has been disconnected. You know, it's just a made-up division or a made-up committee.
I'll tell you, ringing the UEFA ethics department is like ringing Trotters independent traders and asking for the quality control department. There's just nothing there. You know, it's nothing. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
It's crazy. I mean, you know, if you're Man City, you get away with murder. If you're Spurs, they murder you. Basically, that's it. You know.
Yeah.
And it's going to affect our coefficients for future years in Europe as well. The fact that we've gone out this early.
Yeah.
So like, there's ramifications for this in the future, if and when we get back into the big leagues. You know.
Yeah. No, 100%. There will be ramifications, but look, you know, we just have to concentrate on top four. Now, I'm a bit disappointed it's gone, but just have to concentrate on top four in the domestic cups. But speaking of domestic cups, Phillip, West Ham on Wednesday. What's your thoughts ahead of the game?
We're going to win. I mean, we're going to win this game. This is going to be continuation. Because do you think Conte is going to let them relax after that performance yesterday?
No.
He is going to have them buzzing on the training ground today. You know, and I mean, if we can beat Liverpool with a second string midfield, which is basically what it was, right, and a patched up defense. Well, not that patched up, but it was, you know, no Romero. West Ham are not in a good place at the moment. They might think they are, but if the scum can turn them over, and they're not playing well, and I think it's a great time to play them. And you can imagine the atmosphere there on Wednesday night is going to be buzzing. And just talking about that, I don't know if you saw what the official attendance was yesterday. It came up a match of the day as only 45,000. Surely that's a mistake. Unless a lot of people just didn't go or couldn't go because of the COVID situation, you know? So I don't know what happened. Maybe some of the rest of the panelists might have something, or at the match, might be able to say what sort of crowd was there. Because, I mean, 45,000 means the whole section's not filled in, you know?
Yeah. We'll speak to Brad. Well, I think Brad was at the game, so we'll ask Brad when he comes on.
Just ask him that, because I thought maybe it was just a mistake, and maybe it's BBC getting it wrong again. You know, downplaying something the Spurs did wouldn't be the first time. And you know, I mean, and as for the one other thing we haven't discussed, Harry Kane's tackle, he was lucky not to get sent off. Now let's face it, you know, another referee might have done it, but for Klopp to compare it to the assault on Emerson by what's his name, Robertson, that was GBH. I mean, what was he doing? Trying to play golf and hit him like he took his driver out and tried to put him into row Z.
Yeah.
You know, shocking tackle, you know.
I even rewatched the highlights as well, Phillip, and you know, just to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And one of the commentators for the highlights as well was saying, "Oh, you can see what Robertson's trying to do there. He's trying to go for the ball and like things like that. It was just ridiculous. It was just like, I mean, come on, like at a certain point, like you can't lie to yourself that hard. Like, you know, it's a bit shocking because you know they were saying, you know, this and that about Harry Kane's challenge, but apparently Robbo's challenge was, you know, oh, you see what he's trying to do there. You see what he's going for. It's like, I mean, he's going to send Emerson into the stands. That's what he's going for.
And the fact that the referee had to go to the video monitor to look at it. I mean, good God, that person in the back of the North Stand saw what your man was doing, and he was standing 10 yards away from it. I know. He's looking for an excuse not to send him off, but even he couldn't excuse that tackle. You know,
that's ridiculous. Faz Radfar here with the super chat, Phillip, and he also answers your question in the chat as well. He says, first of all, he says with the super chat, Klopp's face after the match was contest statement. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Fazzy. Couldn't have put it better myself, Mr. Radfar. Big yourself up. But Philip, he says, the reason why some of the bit of the top tier was partly empty was there was a tube strike in London which stopped some fans going to the match.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. There had to be a reason, because that game would have been a sellout, But just one thing before I finish up. I heard Klopp complaining that Spurs just kicked the ball long and ran after it, right? Well, somebody produced the stats for the match today. Liverpool kicked it longer 6 times more than we did. I rest my case.
I'm absolutely loving what Conte's doing to this. I'm loving it.
Brilliant.
I'm fully strapped in, ready for the ride,
Yeah, it's going to get better. I mean, okay, we had a rough start to the season. None of us would like to think what the result would have been yesterday if Nuno had been in charge.
No.
I mean, I think somebody would have been thinking it was a rugby league score or something, because they would have hammered us. But the way those boys knuckled down, got on with it, we were all worried about it. Isn't it great to be worried about a result and then to get a result like that? It's just brilliant.
Honestly, Philip, I'm still buzzing my tits off. So I am buzzing my tits off.
Yeah.
But look, Philip, I'm pretty sure I will see you before Christmas. But if I do not, man, happy Christmas to you, the missus, and the family, and I hope you have a good one.
Same to you, lads. And listen, keep up the good work. You've been an absolute brilliant channel this year, and long may it continue.
No, definitely. I really appreciate the kind words, my man. Really appreciate the kind words. And look, I'll see you again soon.
See you again, lads. Come on, you Spurs.
See you, Philip. Come on, you Spurs. Bless you, Philip.
See you, Philip. Oh, absolute channel legend, guys. Absolute channel legend, Philip. What an OG. I mean, everyone loves listening to him. The Godfather, Philip Brando, as True Set Your Free calls him. Pete from the Lane says, big up, lads. Have a good Christmas, everyone. We looked sharp yesterday and the atmosphere was amazing. Come on, you Spurs. Well, first of all, Pete from the Lane, happy Christmas to you and your family, and a happy New Year as well, my man. Look, do you know what? I was surprised after us not playing for 2 weeks. Being honest, I kind of expected Conte to have us well drilled and have a plan going into this game with 2 weeks off. I was saying it to Jacko as well. Yeah. Fitness was maybe a bit of a concern, how we would last the whole game, but we did. We did. And I was absolutely buzzing. I was surprised, to be fair. I was absolutely surprised, and I'm absolutely glad it was a good atmosphere there. The whole team fully deserved a good atmosphere yesterday. Everyone singing their names. I mean, it was just great to be proud of them again. So proud of them again. Yeah. Something to believe in going forward. You know what I mean? It gives you optimism going into the West Ham game on Wednesday. Absolutely buzzing after it, Pete from the Lane. Absolutely buzzing. Jack, anything you want to say to Petey?
Pete, I wish I would just, Dave, I mean, to be in that crowd maybe when Harry Kane scored, I mean, that would just be absolutely spectacular. That would be the greatest feeling in the world, I mean, I bet it was just sensational, Pete. Maybe let us know. You don't need to throw it in a super chat, though, Pete. Just feel free to just tell us maybe what it was like to see Harry Kane score in that moment as well, to also just have, maybe the fans there, kind of, backing the defense, because the defense played really well. I think every time we won the ball back, you could, definitely see every fan in the building, absolutely getting off their feet as well. So, Pete, let us know a bit more about that atmosphere, especially when it came to some of the performances by the players, especially maybe Harry Kane, Sessegnon. I bet everybody was absolutely enjoying themselves, and yeah, this sounds like a special night, Pete. So very, very jealous. Sounds spectacular.
Big up, Pete, my man. Big up, Pete, and hope you enjoy the Christmas, brother. Hope you enjoy the Christmas. But look, we'll keep moving on. Let's get on the next guest. Legends after legends. It must be called this night the night of legends. That's what we'll do. Chris, my man, how are you keeping, brother?
All good, lads. Good evening, everybody. Happy Christmas to everybody. Right, first of all, I've got a bit of breaking news for you. Mo Salah has officially been found in Newcastle collecting those tea towels. He's been absolutely found. He's walking along the Tyne River, picking up the tea towels off the floor. He was just mopping up his tears.
Oh, absolutely love it. Absolutely.
So I just had to get that breaking news out first. And what a result.
Brilliant.
But do you know what, David? I had to watch the game over again yesterday just to make sure I wasn't actually seeing Winks putting a slide tackle in. For the first time this season, I can't slate him, so I'm a bit depressed, slightly.
But you got to praise him today. He's passing. He's all around energetic midfield, closing people down, marking people, tackling. You have to give him praise today.
I have to. And what a through ball to Sonny for the second goal. What a ball. What? Yeah. I was like, what's happened? Is that actually Winks playing that ball? I had to rewind it just to see if it was. But I'll tell you what, yeah. I am so sick of the Scouse fans today. I am sick of these lot. They're salty as hell.
Oh, they can't take it. They cannot take it.
No. I've never seen so much saltiness in all my life.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not fair. It's not fair. Jurgen Klopp crying. Right. I know why Jamie Redknapp was having throwing a fit yesterday. He's still salty that his dad got sacked by Daniel. That's all it is.
Absolutely.
That's obvious, isn't it? He's still salty over that.
Yeah.
Oh, you sacked my dad, yeah? You sacked my dad? Oh, all right, cool. David, I got so pissed off with Fraud Sports yesterday, I turned off. I couldn't listen to the commentators anymore. Gary Neville.
Shouldn't be listening to them anyway. You should be listening to us, lad.
Gary Neville. Jamie Redknapp. I'm like, do these lot couldn't hate Tottenham anymore? Jamie Redknapp. All these, Carragher, the whole lot. I'm like, could they hate Tottenham anymore?
That's why I'm going to ask you the same question then that I asked Phillip, Chris. I mean, how many times do Fraud Sports and, other kind of media outlets need to analyze how many times do they need to analyze every angle of that Harry Kane tackle before they admit that, Spurs actually played well?
Jack, it's the same answer that when they played that over 30 seconds of Salah's blatant handball. The 30-second clip
of Harry Kane's tackle.
Yeah. You got 10 minutes of Harry Kane should have been sent off, but he wasn't, and then 30 seconds of it was a handball. But let's just move on.
Yeah, it's
man, absolute joke. But yesterday was our best performance I've seen for a very, very long time, and considering that was our second string midfield, what can I say?
Yeah,
I was absolutely amazed.
Yeah.
Would you make a Delhi's performance then, Chris? I mean, probably also as well, probably rubbing your eyes, making sure that you were watching the right game.
I wondered if he had removed his hair out of his eyes so he could actually see where he was going. Seriously, no, I think he played all right. Yeah, I can't.
He played well. He done a lot of closing down and a lot of running, to be fair.
Tanguy, average. Yeah, he played all right. Yeah, he played all right through the through ball, but very lazy with his defending. Very lazy.
The three, I thought the worst of the three.
Yeah. But how Robertson wasn't arrested for assault on Emerson, that's a joke. Yeah. And Klopp has the cheek. Has the cheek to say there's no difference between what Kane done and Robertson done. No, Robertson's was a pure assault.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Robertson wasn't walking out with handcuffs, Chris. I really wasn't. It just seems like, it's just one of those challenges that, the security should have escorted him out of the stadium and, booked him after, double, triple booking, booking, back at, the Gardy.
Yeah, too right. But at the end of it, right now, okay, yes, Harry Kane's challenge was a bit high and it was a tiny bit reckless, but he pulled his foot out of the challenge. Therefore, it's a yellow card booking, not a red.
Anyway, now, Chris, forget about Harry Kane's challenge. That's only irrelevant to Liverpool fans. What's relevant to Spurs fans is Harry Kane is back in the goals, baby.
Yeah, back. Do you know what? I love this celebration, the way he ran to the fans and he showed his ambition. But see, that's the one thing with that tackle. It shows what he wants. That meanness is back. His little soft days it looks like a rock well and truly over. Whatever Conte said to these players, he's ringing in their ears. Either that hitman scared the shit out of them, or whatever Conte said to him is making them think we can win something. We can win this because their performances have got more improved from Brentford to Norwich to having a 2-week break and playing like that.
Yeah, and what do you make of Sonny delivering on his promise before the game? We all heard his words before the game that he wasn't just going to let Liverpool rock up and take 3 points like they're expected to. And he delivered on the promise. Although he missed a lot of chances, I was saying through the watch long, give him one more, he will not miss. It's the law of averages. He got one more. I mean, it was the easiest of lot, and he buried it.
Right, he joins Harry Kane in what we say. He's one of our own.
Yeah.
There's no other words for him. He's one of his own. He's one of our own.
Yeah.
But boy, am I still buzzing from yesterday. I am absolutely ecstatic. When I saw the team lineup yesterday, I shit myself. I thought, not again. And you saw my comments in your just before the kickoff, and we need a miracle. But after that performance, I didn't want the game to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. One of probably the most spectacular matches we've seen so far this season. But speaking of miracles, then, Chris, is Conte capable of miracles? Then, do you feel like
we're winning a trophy this season and we're getting top 4? I think we may get 2 trophies: the FA Cup and the League Cup, and we're finishing in top 4.
Wow, that's 3 trophies.
We've got 3 games. We've got 3 games in hand. Those South London squads think they've got one over us because they're a few points ahead of us. Have they forgotten? We're still up their tails. We're 3 games in hand.
Yeah.
And they're 3 games we can win.
Yeah. Easy. And what do you make of Session's performance yesterday, Chris? Throw back in the fire in such a big game, up against one of the best the best player, most informed player in world football right now. And it's a complete shutout. What do you make of the performance?
Well, he was emptying his pocket from Salah today. He was emptying his pockets out, and you see Salah just drop out. So say no more. Yeah. Cess was absolutely immense yesterday. Ben Davies again, another solid performance from Ben Davies. This is like 6 performances in a row. Ben Davies has put a solid performance in.
He's really
Dyer, solid.
Yeah, Dyer's solid. Yeah.
The players I used to slate, David, I can't slate them no more. I find it difficult to find players to slate now.
Yeah, don't know what to do with ourselves, to a degree, Chris. But
I have to scratch my head and think about the comments I'm gonna have to make.
I think they were probably plenty justified, Chris. But then maybe moving on, then to Harry Winks, especially someone who has
what a performance. I can't slate him today for a change. I have to say,
Chris.
Yeah, I'll play him against West Ham. If he puts a performance like he did against Liverpool, Declan Rice better hide underground because he's going to take him out clean. For when I see actually Winks putting a slide tackle in and making contact with the player instead of the ball and getting up and going again to the same player again twice, 3 times, 4 times, I'm rewinding the game going, is that Winks?
I thought it was Ollie Skip. I thought they got the names. I thought they got the names wrong.
And I could just hear Alex's voice in the background going, "That's my guy. That's my guy."
But come here, Chris. Moving on to the UEFA rule. What do you think of the UEFA's ruling today?
The UEFA are absolute scum. They're absolute scum. Anything to ruin an English team's game, anything, they'll do anything to ruin it. But you know what? In a way, I'm glad as well because it's less games, less chance of our players getting injured. We've got now more chance to concentrate on top 4 and winning the League Cup or FA Cup as well.
Mm.
There's no interferences where we're playing 3 games a week.
Yeah, spot on. And what's your thoughts ahead of the West Ham game, Chris?
We're beating them. We're going to show West Ham exactly how we play football. David Moyes is going to be turning into Mo from The Simpsons, scratching his head. Going, how do we do it? How do we do it?
We're going to make him forget how to play football. Exactly, Chris.
Exactly. That Renton Stadium's going to be empty by the 70th minute.
Maybe another player that you would you include potentially Dele Alli or, other players that maybe, we're kind of maybe assessing you on? I mean, who would you include also in the West Ham match?
I would actually play Cess again.
Yeah.
Rest Reggie for the league game on Sunday.
Yeah. Let him recover fully.
Yeah, let him recover fully because he still is not 100%. You can see when he came on, he still looked a bit leggy.
Yeah. No.
Dele, I would give him the first half, see how he gets on. If not, bring him off. But I think still at the moment, rest Pierre, give him more rest, give Skip some more time to rest. But you know what? There's one player I want to give credit to yesterday was Sanchez. The way he manhandled Robertson. That's my guy. Just grabbed him and threw him over.
You do.
That's what I like to see from our team. That's what I want to see from our team. A bit of shithousery, a bit of attitude, and a bit of aggression. Not scared to close down the ball. This is what I want to see from Tottenham, not anything else.
The one thing I would say, though, Chris, I felt like Sanchez was kind of at fault for the first goal because I think he made a pretty horrendous, kind of miss at a challenge. And then later, he kind of lost Jota in the box as well. But I mean, sometimes with Sanchez, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a moment where it's like the greatest tackle you've ever seen in one moment. And then the next moment, you're just like flabbergasted by, the most embarrassing moment. So maybe it's just something we have to expect.
Look, this is Sanchez. We wouldn't expect anything different over Sanchez. If Sanchez had 3 blinding games in a row, we'll be worried.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, for me, I'm still absolutely buzzing from yesterday. I'd love to see Tottenham play like that. That's the best I've seen us play for a very, very, very long time. It's like Conte's got the fire back in him.
Yeah. We play football. Conte's the magic man. He is the magic man, so he is, Chris. The guy delivered the birth of Jesus. He turns water into wine. The guy's an absolute. What he's done with some of these players is incredible work. Such a short.
He turned Winks into a full-blooded midfielder with a full-blooded tackles, and for somebody to do that was a miracle.
Thought it was Wilson's Blasio sliding around the pitch yesterday, Chris. It was unbelievable to see Harry Winks. But look, Chris, if I don't see you before Christmas, my man, have a good Christmas and a happy New Year, my man.
Happy Christmas, Jack, David. Happy Christmas, Jack. And thank you very much for this year. It's been much appreciated having me on. And it's all because of you lot that I'm here. So big up the Harris Army. Merry Christmas, everybody, and have a wicked New Year. And Bob, if you're listening, if you're listening, sir, get well soon, mate. We all want to see you again.
Yeah,
big up, Chris. Well done, my man. Merry Christmas.
All right, lads. See you later.
See you, Chris. Happy Christmas, my man. What an absolute legend. Big up, Chris. Love hearing from Chris. I absolutely love it. It brings a bit of joy. Absolutely love it. 2 super chats to get to. Vlad Takanu. Good to see you in, Vlad. I hope you're keeping well, my man. Says we completely battered them physically and tactically. I realised the toll we had on them when Liverpool were playing for a draw in the last 10. Yeah. Jack.
I mean, Vlad, you're absolutely spot on. Even when, Robertson was walking off the pitch, I mean, he took probably the slowest walk I've ever seen off the pitch. He probably should have, been banned a few extra games for that alone, as well. Like, seriously, I think I even said that in the commentary, Vlad. I was like, the fact that Liverpool are time wasting against Tottenham Hotspur, it's just kind of, I don't know. It just shows how the mighty have fallen. It just shows how the mighty have fallen, Vlad. And you're completely spot on, my man. And seriously, we battered them. We put them in a nice little, kind of flour, kind of cornstarch, put them in the fryer, then served them up as, chippers and, a bit of fish as well. So, I mean, Vlad, I don't know. Like someone put in the comments, the Liverpool tears, the Liverpool salt tastes absolutely sweet from last night. And as well, I feel like we've just destroyed them in every way that they could. And I even was listening to some of the, kind of Liverpool commentary from some of the other channels and whatnot out there, Vlad. And I mean, they were thinking they're lucky stars. I can tell you that. A lot of them, they seem very, very, very down, and they seem very, very lucky as well by their comments. They didn't want to, compliment us too much, but you could tell there were lots of times that were mentioned where we could have been 3-0 up within 25 minutes. So just says a lot, Vlad, and big yourself up, my man. I could not agree more. Really appreciate support as well.
No, big up, Vlad. Look, we gave them a humbling of epic proportions. We had them running backwards, which they didn't like. We got them a player sent off, which they didn't like. We got Klopp angry, which they didn't like. We really, took it out of them yesterday. Took the wins out of their sails. We really did. We just absolutely battered them. Some of the clear-cut chances we were creating. Look, don't get me wrong. It probably would have been a different story with Van Dijk and Fabinho there. Like Fabinho, the protection he offers that back four, and Van Dijk, the protection he offers Trent Alexander-Arnold to allow him to go forward. It can't be understated. But, I mean, you can only play what's in front of you, and we absolutely destroyed them. Liverpool thought they were cocky. They could send out this young lad, Missile, or whatever you want to call him, Mortar, or whatever you want to call that guy. I mean, they had to take him off. The guy got run around by Harry Winks, So, I mean, it was a great day all around. Vlad. Absolutely brilliant. And big yourself up, Vlad. Big yourself up, my man. And Kev Williams, he says, Love Dave. Loved Dave and Jack's celebration when Kane scored. Yes, boys. Spurs have been hit worse by COVID than LFC. Yeah, they are the victims. Hashtag salty scousers. Yeah. Hashtag bin dippers, Kev Williams. Bin dippers. Absolutely salty, so they are. You know, absolutely salty. You see it all over social media. My friends, they're all salty about it, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And my God, there's no better man to rub salt into a wound than me. And I absolutely love it. You know, I'm absolutely sticking it to them. They're going into mourning before Christmas, and I'm out here loud and proud. I'm loving life. It's great how football can just change in such an instant, Kev. But it's great to see Harry Kane score back. I mean, the emotions it brought back to me yesterday. You know, I was absolutely loving life. I expected it. I expected it anyway. You know, people gave up on him. Not me, not your boy. Never, ever will I either. You know, this is a guy, you look at the stats, you look at the goals he scored every single season. You know, it's only inevitable that he will come back and start scoring goals again. But big up, Kev, my man. Jack, anything you want to say? Kev?
No, I mean, Kev, kind of, you know, probably just have to say it. Probably the best goal reactions you can find out there on the entire YouTube when you kind of think about it, because, you know, it comes from the heart. You know, probably Dave and I have gotten multiple letters, you know, multiple complaints, you know, from the neighbors and, you know, the apartment complexes, you know, for waking people up, you know, disturbing the peace. But, you know, it's just what it is, Kev. You know, it's the passion for the club. And, you know, there's Dave and I, we just love Tottenham Hotspur. And, you know, especially seeing some players that we know that have been getting a bit too much stick as well, you know, be scoring, you know, it's just, I don't know, you're just going to get the full reaction. You know, there's nothing muted about it. In fact, it's probably even more tamed than you might even realize. I mean, we could go a lot louder and a lot bigger than that. So big yourself up though, Kev. Really appreciate it. No, it was spectacular to see Harry Kane, you know, hit the side netting. It really was. It was just beautiful to watch, my man. And honestly, like I said, you know, beautiful, you know, Liverpool, you know, kind of salt, you know, on a nice chicken, or, you know, just, I don't know, just the salt tastes so sweet. You know, it's a beautiful kind of salt, you know, something that you should save, my man.
No, big up, Kev Williams. Really appreciate support, my man. Jack, my throat is getting mad weird sore right now. I'm just going to make a hot drink there. I'll be back in 1 minute. You all right?
No problem.
Stay on for 1 minute.
No, we'll go on to another legend, you know, right away. I believe it's Brad Matthews. And Brad, you know, we'll kick it off. My man David will be right back, I think, with a hot tea or a hot coffee. But, you know, Brad, I mean, I think I'm just going to start with the same question, you know, that I've asked a lot of people. I mean, how many times do, you know, Fraud Sports and, you know, other media outlets, you know, need to analyze that Harry Kane tackle before they even admit to themselves that Spurs played well?
It's pretty pathetic. I mean, I'm lucky being at the game. I miss all that, you know. I might,
yeah.
But
tell me, what was the atmosphere like then?
Oh, I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted, and I haven't been that way after a game for a long time. It was amazing. It was. It's one of those games that you just had everything in it, sort of, you know.
Yeah.
You know, had me swearing at them, and, you know, them swearing back and that sort of thing. And no, it was just really, really brilliant to see. And, you know, Sky Sports went on this morning about Liverpool having players missing. Well, we had players missing. You know, Skip and Højbjerg have been, you know, our two midfielders this whole season, and yet they weren't there until Skip came on in the second half, obviously. But yeah, so all this sort of talk about, oh, they had all these, you know, players missing. Well, we had players missing. They had Van Dijk missing. We had Romero missing. So, you know, it all evens out. But it was a very, very
more
good
than evens out.
It's one of those really weird games, actually, because I would have taken a draw at the start of the game.
Right.
But at the end of the game, it's like, oh, so disappointed we didn't win it. You know,
I felt the same way. I felt a bit kind of bitter. I was kind of like, God, we could have gotten so much more out of that. But you're exactly right. I mean, in hindsight, you know, of course we would have wanted more. But, you know, if you had told me with that midfield, you know, Brad, and, you know, that sort of setup that we had, if I thought we were going to get anything out of that game, I would have been lying to myself.
Yeah,
so you're absolutely right.
Incredible. And then it's sort of like, I just, you know, my head was in my hands when Dele missed that chance, because I thought the Son chance was in, you know, when he hit it wide. The actual one where where Son was put through and he was going to round the goalie, but he had it too far and the keeper got it. I think watching it live, he looked offside, and I think watching it on TV, he actually was offside. So that one, I think we can sort of say, okay, it wasn't really a chance. It would have been offside anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But when the ball went through to Dele Alli, I'm sort of, you know, he's taken a lot of flack, and I, from myself included. And I'm just looking at it as that ball's going through to him. I'm going, please, Delhi, score. This is your big moment. This is where you win everybody back. And it went wide. And I'm like, oh, I don't believe it. And he hit the ground. And then
spectacular finish for you, or poor, or a spectacular save for you, or poor finish?
Well, I didn't know it was a save until someone actually, they showed the replay, and we got a corner, so we sort of knew it was a save. It was a good save. Was it going in? I don't know. He should have hit it harder, I think. I think he tried to
bury it.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Jimmy Greaves used to do that. Jimmy Greaves used to pass the ball into that, so there's nothing wrong with that. But you just saw in hindsight, I think if you just sort of hit it, or even took the ball on a bit and just wellied it, you know, then that would have been, or at that time would have been 2-0. And then you just knew when that chance went by, you thought, well, I hope that's not going to be the game for us.
Correct.
Yeah, you know, I hope that's not going to be the moment that we're going to regret. And then, of course, Liverpool scored. And then we were hanging on a little bit in the last sort of 10 minutes of the first half. But then, you know, Conte did his magic. And the second half, just one of those instant pack halves. The Kane tackle at the time, because where I sit, that's literally in front of me. And you see him coming over. So you know it's going to happen. You know, because the whole team were like that. The whole team were like, you know, and the crowd were, you know. And you just saw him coming over and he just got the ball. And we cheered it like a goal. Yeah, sort of thing. But the weird thing was, now, if I watch it back, maybe my memory is incorrect here. But at the time, I thought the referee waved play on. And then the linesman flagged for the foul. The referee gave the foul and then showed the yellow card. And I was very confused. Well, how can you wave play on and then because the line was flat and then you give a yellow card? But maybe I got that wrong. Maybe I'm just missing. Maybe he did give the free kick.
No, Kev says he agrees with you.
I think when I've watched it back on TV, and what we have to think here, we have to think if that was the other way around, what would we be saying? I think it possibly was a red card. I think he was a little bit lucky that, and VAR. I mean, none of us understand VAR. You know, I watched the Ref Watch this morning on Sky Sports, and Dermot Gallagher said that because his foot was not off the ground initially when he went in for the tackle, that's why it was a yellow. And he said that the VAR is basically another ref. So if the other ref is refereeing it correctly, the VAR would have given a yellow. So there's no reason to actually look at it. That's what Dermot Gallagher, who's obviously a referee, said this morning. But I think in looking at it, he did actually say, to be fair, he did say that Kane was a bit lucky. But hey, about time we got some luck against those people, you know. Yeah. You know, we haven't had luck against them for a long, long time. So that was
final springs to mind, Brad.
Yeah. So it's like,
about time we get a decision go our way.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't really close enough to see the penalty incidents. When I watched them back, all three of them, you could see where a referee would give all three. You could see where a referee wouldn't give all three. You know, so you have to, I guess, give it to the referee that he was consistent. He didn't give any of them. So there's that. It's one of those things. It's the old cliche of I've seen them given sort of thing. But because Dele Alli was a clear push on the back. You know, just pushed him. But you know, in these days you have to go. And to be fair,
Dele Alli made the most of that, though, Brad.
Yeah. And the thing was,
in that position, just a quick question. It annoys me when you see a player go down like that looking for a penalty. Why not just try and use your strength and try and get a shot off on goal? You're clean.
Yeah. No, he should have done better with that. He should have done better with that. He should have done better with the pass to Kane that Kane scuffed, and that was a poor pass. He could, to be fair, when I saw Dele Alli going through, I was wanting him to actually have a shot on goal. You know, and the thing about when he went through and the penalty, I noticed that he didn't really claim for the penalty. And then, of course, it went down the other end, and they scored. And Jamie Gitz, I think, was my
I wanted to say a lot worse. I
did say a lot worse, but that's the tidied up version. That's the tidied up version. But credit to Tottenham, they came back and Son. I think Son's first touch yesterday was a bit poor, but you know the fact that you had the old Kane and Son partnership looking good again. That was brilliant. And Yeah, we missed a load of chances, but hey, that's probably the most chances we've created the whole season. So let's be thankful we're making the chances. And I'll tell you what, you'll have games where all those 3 chances go in. And I'm hoping that's going to be tomorrow night or Wednesday night against West Ham. That's what's going to happen. Everyone's gone on about the Kane celebration. Absolutely brilliant. You know, we've got used to the old Harry Kane, the little leap and the punch of the, you know.
Yeah.
To be fair, he's a great player, but he's got to work on his celebration. That's a little bit tame. But yesterday was the brilliant one. That was the And I'll tell you what, the whole crowd after that goal sang he's one of our own. And that's the first I've heard that all season. The whole crowd, he's one of our own. Harry Kane's one of our own.
Better than criticising him every touch, isn't it, Brad?
Yeah, exactly. And he sort of the tackle and the goal and that. And it's a manager effect. You know, Conte has obviously put some passion in. And actually, a mate of mine made a comment about Dele Alli. He said, "Oh, he looks like he actually gives a shit." You know, and I think he did play that way. And he played. When I first saw the team line, it actually had him as a number 10 behind the 2 strikers, and I thought for the first time in a long time he got through, he got forward, had chances, had the shot, had the 2 chances in the second half. If he can play like that every game, then yeah, great. But I think.
And tell me, Brad, on Dele Alli, Kev William put it in the comments, and I was thinking it myself. Some of them runs he made, it was like the old Dele Alli. Some of them runs he made in, just coasting in.
Yeah, it was, and that's what we all miss about him. That's why he scored all those goals. And you know, coming out like an old fart here, Martin Peters used to do that all the time. You know, and they called him the ghost. And that's what Dele used to do. And in big games, he used to do that. But no, he played very well. I have criticised him. I did say we should sell him, and I won't bow away from that. I did say that. If you ask me what I think we should do, well, I will actually say it's up to Conte. Whatever Conte does, I will support wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And yesterday, you could see the Conte effect. The team is making shape. It's beginning to take shape.
Yeah.
And if we can get some players in, hey, look, if Harry Winks plays like he does, you know, then we've got backup for you know, there's a squad developing. If players like, and this is what I think annoyed me and everyone about the games in Europe where these players were given a chance and didn't do anything. If you've got Dele Alli playing well, if you've got Harry Winks playing well, if you've got Sessegnon playing well, if you've got Doherty playing well, you've got a squad. You've got a squad there. Yeah. You know, and Winks played the forward pass, drove with the ball, actually tackled someone.
I couldn't believe it.
You just wonder whether Conte has said that's what you got to do, and maybe confidence was a big thing. Maybe he didn't want to. Maybe he wanted to play safe. I remember a player called Vinny Samways, who they used to call him Vinny Sideways.
Yeah,
he'd always played a side pass and that sort of thing. But if Winks does that every game, then you've got a squad. You know, and I just thought, I don't know if you want to do Lazy Yates super chat here.
Yeah. Big up, Nick. I hope you're keeping well, my man.
Yeah.
Says, always love hearing from Brad. Closest I could get to feeling like I was there. What I wouldn't give to have heard Conte's halftime team talk.
Everybody wants to be that fly on the wall.
I have to say that thank you for saying that. It's really, really kind. And I was there, but unfortunately not there to be in for the halftime team talk. So
sneak in.
I would have loved to have given you the what happened at the halftime team talk. But it was as I said to Jack before you came back, David. We were hanging on a little bit for the 10 minutes of the first half, and I think we were glad when halftime came. And I think they had 3 minutes injury time at halftime in the first half, which I thought was amazing. But we just knew that in the second half,
Liverpool time.
Yeah, and I like the way Conte managed the game. Now we don't know who had COVID, who didn't. You know, that's it's all speculation who had it, who didn't.
Yeah,
I think you can probably ascertain that Højbjerg had it because he wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah,
you could probably ascertain that Skip, Moira, maybe they've had it. But I did like the way he obviously, and he said that in press conferences, he obviously knows what players are going to get through the whole 90 minutes. And I would hazard a guess and say that he thought that Moira, Reguilon, who had the injury as well, but Reguilon and Skip weren't ready enough to play for 90 minutes. But he brought them on at really good times to strengthen that team and give them that 15, 20 minutes. He brought him on. Nondombele, yeah, his pass for the goal, excellent. But I tell you what, he's got to stop doing all these little Cruyff turns in his own half, because other clubs now, they've sussed him out, and he lost the ball a lot of times yesterday where he never used to.
The referees don't give him any favors either. So
Exactly. And I think, fine, do that in their half. Brilliant, do that. It's not a problem. But in your own half, don't do it. And he lost the ball a few times, which was
completely
very frustrating. So when he came off, I think, because Skip came on for him. I think that's a good move. I thought, it will shore up a little bit. Bring Skip on, and Skip can play a pass as well. So it's not like you're losing a lot. And then of course he brought on Sessegnon. I'm so pleased for him. So pleased. I mean, he did that press conference, didn't he, before the Murray game? Oh, I'm so excited to be back, blah blah. And then he got sent off, and I felt so sorry for him, even though he don't need himself to blame. But I felt so sorry for him. And I think I said at the time to you guys, at least he was showing heart in that game when no one else did. And to see him come back and play like he was, and again, you can argue now who is our. I mean, I think Reguilon on fully fit is our proper left wing back. But now we've got cover there. Yeah. We've got Sessegnon that can play there. If Conte can somehow work the same magic with Doherty, another player I've said we should sell, if he can work the same magic with Doherty, then you've got cover there as well. So it's looking good. And I think if these players can play like this, and one thing about Winks is he does turn up in big games. He's played well against big clubs in the past.
Well, let's be honest, Real Madrid, it's one game. I mean, there's plenty of other big games he's been absolutely prime example.
He did play, but he played well against Barcelona at Wembley. He played well in the Champions League final, I felt. So he has done it. So, I think he can play. We'll put it this way, it doesn't faze him. He hasn't gone missing in all the big games like a lot of players can do.
No, but he doesn't play well in all the big games either. There's a hell of a lot I can pick out how he's been crapping.
Yeah, Man
City, Carabao Cup final, Bayern Munich 7-2. I mean, the list goes on as well. And there's even crap teams. Look, we just want to see consistency from him. That's all we want to see. But look, Matt, what's your thoughts on the UEFA ruling today?
A joke, absolute joke. So basically, what they're saying is, we're saying, well, we want to make sure that all of our players and our supporters and the players from the other team and their supporters, we want to make sure they're all safe because there's a pandemic going around and it's getting worse and worse and worse with this new variant. And UEFA are saying, well, actually, no, our rules say you've got to have 13 players. So it's an absolute joke. Having said that, 1 point from 3 away games in that competition, that's why we're not in the next round. That's why we're not in the knockouts. Not anything to do with UEFA, although the decision was rubbish. That's why we're not in the next round. I'm 50-50 on it. I agree that, it'd be nice to be in there and win a trophy. But now we've got a situation where we've, 11 games that we're not going to play.
Yeah, 10.
Potential games. So, and the thing is, I know everyone has a go at top four, but it is important. We want to be getting players in the summer to have an assault on the title this season or maybe the next season. If you're in the Champions League, then you're going to attract those players. Those players are more likely to want to come and play for Tottenham. And you're also going to keep your players like your Kanes and that. So I'm hoping that, and don't look, I really want to beat West Ham. I really want to win the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on the West Ham game coming up?
Well, I'm and you know me, I sometimes a bit pessimistic about Tottenham, but no, I'm very confident about that game. It'd be difficult, but I think that the chances we've missed will go in on that night. If they play with the same intensity that they did against Liverpool, then I think, and we owe West Ham one. We've had a few bad results against West Ham. We owe them one, and I think that hopefully that we'll do that. I'm still hoping, and I'll probably regret this if it ever happened, but I'm still hoping for a Tottenham Arsenal final.
I take them in the semis as well. I take them in the semis.
Because we've never had a Tottenham Arsenal final in any competition that I can think of. So, I'm hoping for that. Are you looking at the other games? Leicester, Liverpool. Well, Liverpool have been playing second-string teams in that competition. Leicester will probably want to win something. So, maybe Leicester can get through there. And what's the other one? Chelsea and Brent. Is it Chelsea-Brentford? You probably imagine. Well, it's actually Chelsea are on a bit of a rough run now at the moment. So
Chelsea. I think it's Chelsea-Brentford. I think Arsenal got Sunderland.
Yeah, Arsenal, Sunderland. Yeah.
Liverpool, I think.
But getting back to what asking about Phillip was saying about the crowd yesterday, I think 45,000 is right. In front of me, there was no one sitting in front of me. There was about 10 seats with no one in it. So that's normally full of people. So
Yeah.
I think 45,000. Yeah, there was a tube strike. I think it was more a case of there being other lines available and would have been a lot of people in the other lines. But London has got a really big Omicron thing happening now. It's really massive. We had our finance end of year Christmas dinner and party on Friday was cancelled because people weren't willing to go into London and take the chance.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be going out tomorrow night. I haven't heard anything whether it's on or off, but no, there's a lot of that going around. I think a lot of people are really worried, especially going towards Christmas. You're thinking, well, okay,
right.
We missed Christmas last year, so shall we take a chance and let's not go to Tottenham? And then, I mean, I've been double vaccinated. I've been boosted. So I'm willing to take that chance. So
look, Brad, we may keep cracking on. We are Tottenham TV says 45,000. There was the best atmosphere of the season, and Sim was there, not Ben. Sim had the privilege of being there yesterday.
I think it was with Danny. I think it was with Danny, wasn't he? Danny.
Yeah, he was with Danny.
Yeah, Danny Kuraka. Yeah.
But look, Brad, we may keep cracking on, man. We may keep cracking on. But look, we will see you Christmas. I think you said you're coming on Christmas Eve.
Two things. Anyone in the chat or anyone that I know that if I don't see you before I'm going to come on Christmas Eve. If I don't see anyone before then, have a really, really good Christmas. And let's hope that Bob Spur gets better.
Yeah.
I hear he's stable, but let's it's going to take time, I think, but let's hope he gets better. And let's hope we get to see him sooner than later. Big up Bob Spur. And don't forget, click like and subscribe, get your super chats in. Hello to anyone in the chats that's been saying things to me. I don't get a chance to read it as it's coming through, but hello everyone. And have a great Christmas, have a great night, have a great rest of the weekend, and come on you Spurs.
Come on you Spurs. Merry Christmas, Brad. Bless you.
Christmas.
See you again soon, Brad. See you again soon, my man. You enjoy the next few days. I'll see you Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Big up, Brad. What an absolute legend. Great call from Brad. Great call from Brad. And as Nick says, absolutely love listening to him. Big up, Nick. And Chase Mullins, Jackie says, Daily Hotspur just stated we're going for Langley in January. What are your thoughts on that?
I know he's a left-footed center back for Barcelona, Dave. He's had, moments of looking really, really solid, Chase. And then he's had moments of really falling off the pedestal. I'm pretty sure if I were to guess, I think his evaluation on Transfermarkt has probably just gone from probably 50 million pounds to maybe 20 million pounds if I were to guess. So, he's made a real fall off. And I think that had to do with a lot of injuries, as well, just not really being favored, by some of the, I think by Koeman and other, maybe Xavi as well. But, at moments he's looked like a brilliant center back and he looked like a brilliant signing and he's a left-footed center back. So he could compete with Davies for that position. He's very, very good on the ball, I can say, which is also, would help out because, if you're going to have someone compete for Ben Davies' position, you need them to be a good ball carrier. You need them to be good on the ball, just like Ben Davies has been. So not a bad signing, Dave, especially if you can get him in for maybe a loan deal or some sort of, maybe 20 million pounds, 15 million pounds, which I actually think he could be available for, in terms of, a Daniel Levy sort of, cut price kind of signing. Not a bad choice. And I haven't thought of that one just because that guy's kind of fallen off of the pedestal, I would say, in terms of, being previously ranked as a very top class center back. I think he's probably still around 25, 26 years old as well. So, not kind of fits the bill when I kind of think about it. So, could maybe work out. Big up Chase,
my man. Really appreciate the support. Everyone, we are halfway through the show. We have 4 guests left. Everyone, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button if you are new. And guys, get your super chats in like Chase, like Nick, and so many others throughout the shows that we always do. Get them in. It is a great way to support the channel. Always great talking points as well. And if you have any questions for the remaining guests as well, do get them in. Do not worry. I know it's Christmas time. It's expected time of the year. We will continue to get everybody's comments up on the screen. Do not worry about that. But look, we'll keep cracking on, Jack. I'll keep cracking on. The next one is Joe. Joe, my man, how are you keeping, brother? Are you keeping well?
Yeah, I'm all good, lads. How are you keeping?
Yeah, I'm all good. Right. Absolutely buzzing after yesterday, lad.
Yeah, it feels like a loss, though, doesn't it?
No. Look,
the missed chances. Is that what you mean by the missed chances? You feel like we could have gotten a lot more?
Yeah. I think we should have scored 6 or 7, but on another day. But we're never lucky against Liverpool, though. It's the way it always falls against them, unfortunately. But it's very encouraging, though, the way we played.
Yeah. What's the biggest positive you can take from yesterday's game, Joe?
Just saw all the players just leaving everything out on the pitch, and just the way we were moving the ball as well, real fast-paced football, just flying into tackles, really aggressive, getting in Liverpool's faces, not letting them bully us. And it's really, really, really encouraging signs. And going forward, I think we can do something for the rest of the season.
What'd you make of the Harry Winks renaissance, that took place last night, Joe? I mean, I was wiping my eyes. I couldn't believe how much I was complimenting him on the watch along.
Yeah. He played very well. There was a couple of sloppy moments as well in there. There's always a few heart in your mouth moments with Winks when he's playing there that he could get the ball nicked off him any second. But yeah, he did play very well. He was very, very positive in possession, and he was flying the tackles, especially that first goal. The way he flew in there for that was brilliant. And and Eric Dyer's playing out with skin as well at the minute. And Dele Alli had a good game. He was Dele Alli left everything out on the pitch yesterday. I know there's a bit of lack of quality as well with him, but it's all encouraging. So,
what do you make of Harry Kane getting back on the score sheet, Joey?
I was kind of expecting it now. Yeah, I was. I just had to. I think it was the goal was coming, so yeah, I wasn't too surprised. But it's great. It's great that he has that monkey off his back now, and they might bag a couple Wednesday night against them scumbags.
Do you think we will see the renaissance of Harry Kane now?
Yeah, 100%. I never really had any doubt that I knew it would click eventually. Why wouldn't it? Like, the way that he could see that everyone else was kind of lifting their game, and it was only natural that he'd lift his game as well. And that's the way it's going at the minute. Yeah,
spot on. And come here, it's hard to drop Harry Winks after his performance. Against Liverpool yesterday. Does he start against West Ham, and who misses out?
I think he will start against West Ham. Like, I think I can see him and Skip being in the midfield against West Ham. I know Ndombele set up the goal, but I don't think he was that great yesterday. Still, he couldn't last the 90 minutes again, which is nothing new there, I suppose. I think I can definitely see it, the Winks and Skip in centre mid. I don't know what situation is with Højbjerg, but I don't know if he's COVID or not. But that's what the thing. It'll be them two in the middle of the park, and I don't know who'll be playing. Attacking mid.
Kev Williams wants to know, what's your thoughts on Winks and Dele? Do they have a future?
Would you play them the next match? Maybe better question. Against West Ham.
I think Winks did show some signs a couple of weeks ago when he did come on in some of those games that he looked all right, and that maybe he could be an all right squad player going forward under Conte. And then Dele didn't look like he had a future under Conte at all up until yesterday. Yesterday he had a good game, but one good game doesn't make up for 3 years.
Yeah.
So I think Dele should maybe go out on loan and see what happens during the summer. I think Winks can probably stay around and be rotate in that midfield maybe if he stays. His confidence will be up now, so I think we'll see better performances. Hopefully, I hope so. Anyway.
Yeah, same here. I hope so. Come here, Joe. You seen the UEFA ruling today? What's your thoughts on UEFA's ruling?
I'm delighted I'm out of that competition, lads. I'm so happy.
Why?
It's fucking shit. Because it's such a shit competition, and watching the games is just painful.
It's a trophy, Joe. It's a trophy.
It's not. Even if we did win it, like no one would like it would still get bantered for winning it, and we weren't going to win it anyways. Even if we stayed in it, because the players weren't motivated to play in the competition. So if we've seen that, and we got fucking bet by those shit teams. So if we stayed in it, we weren't going to win it because the players weren't motivated. And if you're not motivated to play matches, teams who want it more will turn you over. That's what would have happened anyways. So I'm happy enough that we're out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, I suppose there's a few positives from it, Joe. Extra time on the training pitch with Conte. We're saving another 10 or 11 games from the players' legs. So I suppose there's positives to be had from it. But, Joe, the Deuce, I'd rather be bantered for winning than bantered for not winning it.
Well, at least you have a good excuse. We just didn't get knocked out by we just got kicked out by default for having a COVID outbreak. So it's not too bad anyway.
Yeah.
But honestly, happy days around that shit.
Yeah, Jack. Any questions for Joe?
No, Joe. I mean, what have you made maybe of perhaps the fact that this 3-man midfield somehow looked like one of the best midfield performances we've seen this season? I mean, I don't know about you, Joe, but I was going into this not expecting anything, and thinking we wouldn't be able to make any sort of tackles. We would just get run over in the midfield. I mean, how do you respond to this? Is this maybe something that just shows that Conte is maybe a miracle man?
He's a miracle man. He's the Don. When I saw that midfield three, I was fearing the worst. Could get battered 4 or 5-0. But that's just what good fitness does you lads. I've seen before Pochettino, when Pochettino got these guys up to tip top fitness, that they were able to perform out of their skin, and that's what they're doing now under Conte. Because when you're at top fitness, you're just able to play better, and you're less liable to make any mistakes, and that's just what we're seeing at the minute. It's
follow-up question. No, great answer. Follow-up question. How many angles? How long do Fraud Sports and other media outlets Joe need to analyze that Harry Kane tackle before they admit that Spurs played well?
Oh my God. It's just same shit every time with Harry Kane and Spurs. Remember a couple of years ago, Northern Derby, like Kane was I don't know, he was knocked over and they wheeled out the fucking TV to show him the incident, to talk him through it. It's fucking joke, like, honestly. And they even asked him about the tackle afterwards, and they wouldn't have. I'd say Andy Robertson was going to be man of the match, I think, when before that red card, or if that was given as yellow and even gets sent off, they wouldn't have been asking him questions about that. Oh, do you think that was a red card? Or oh, that's bullshit. Yeah, I'm sick of it. Klopp's antics on the sideline as well. What a fucking tosser! Can't stand that prick.
Do you feel like the difference between the two tackles was one of them, maybe Harry Kane, right, bit high, but maybe he at least was making a genuine attempt for the ball, whereas with Andy Robertson, it was just clearly done with a lot of malice, and was obviously not going for the ball and trying to swipe Emerson's legs, take a chunk out of him.
100%, Jack. Yeah, Kane was going for the ball. It was reckless, but there was no malicious intent in it. With Robertson, he actually wanted to leave one on him.
Yeah,
the little pricks, but yeah, that's the way it is, and thankfully he got sent off, and he has it coming now, so he does that. Robertson.
Look, sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles. I mean, stop crying. They just gotta stop crying. Joe.
And with the celebration he did earlier as well, Dave. It's just nice.
I was looking for him after he got sent off, and that'd be the boys at West Ham there now during the week.
He's an absolute twat. He's just a twat. So he's an absolute twat.
Yeah.
And looking forward to another twat, Declan Rice, now on Wednesday night.
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
I hope Kane leads one of them tackles of Declan Rice now as well.
Yeah.
Or Skip or someone.
Stop.
He has it coming to him now as well. So I think we'll do them now.
Yeah.
I think we'll turn him over on Wednesday.
Yeah, look, do you know what? I'm not even convinced that West Ham will get top 4. I mean, people are talking about them in this top 4 bracket. I mean, look, they're having a good time right now. Time couldn't get any better, but they will be slapped back down to reality. We're going to start it now. We're going to start it.
Yeah, we all them a beating, and yeah, the atmosphere should be good now on Wednesday night as well. These games have taken a lot more meaning in the last couple of years since we've gotten worse and they've gotten better. So yeah, it's gonna be tackles flying in, and hopefully the crowd will be up for it and get this win and get into the next round and hopefully
into the semis.
I don't know.
Who do you want in the semis, Joe? Who do you want in the semis?
Arsenal. Yeah. Arsenal.
Yeah.
The easiest draw in the semis. Yeah.
It would be, but that's if they get by the mighty Sunderland first, you know. I think that's on tomorrow night, so we'll have to wait and see if Sunderland can turn them over first. The mighty Sunderland. Hopefully Chris will be supporting them on. But look, Joe, you know, anything else you want to talk about before we let you go, my man?
Any final words of wisdom?
No, just it's great to be back on with you boys, and I've been meaning to come on for the last few weeks, but teamwork and study and everything. But no, it's great to be back on chatting to you and to Bob's as well, and having to send a prayer from every day that he'll get better, and like that he comes through this. So yeah, that's kind of it, and hopefully we'll chat to you maybe before Christmas or over the holidays as well. So
yeah.
Spot on.
Big up, Joe, and also congratulations on making it through, my man, especially this time of the year for every student around the world. I know it's very, very tough. You know, you barely, even see the sun, sometimes, moments like this. So
juggling work as well, Jack, is juggling work as well. It's not easy.
No, I mean, no free time. So, good to see that you made it through, all in one piece, Joe. So big yourself up, my man.
Yeah. Cheers, Jack.
And look, if we don't see you before Christmas, Joe, happy Christmas to you and have a good new year, my man. One of the very first people to ever come on the fan show, Joe, was one of the first ever. Big yourself up, Joe.
Yeah, it's nearly a year ago now. The year flew in,
OG.
so yeah, it's great to be back on.
No, it's good to have you. It's good to have you, my man.
Well, big up to the goat.
I'll see you again soon, brother.
Right.
Big up, Joe.
Happy Christmas, lads. All the best. Come
Merry Christmas to you. Bless you.
Come on, you Spurs. Big up. Absolute brilliant call from Joe. Big up, Joe. What a man. What a man. Truth Set You Free says, everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. It's the Tottenham boys making all the noise. Oh, I love it. Big up, Truth Set You Free. Big up, my man. What a man.
Hopefully you enjoyed the Harry Kane song last night, Truth. I hope you enjoyed that Harry Kane song last night.
He loved it. He loved it. So he did. Moondog says it's because we have a system that the players know. Yeah, that's true. That is very, very true. And look, you can see them definitely getting used to it. And Conte, the more time he works with them on the training pitch, the more you're seeing better each game. Each game, Moondog. But big yourself up, Moondog, my man. Big yourself up.
Big up, Moondog. Really appreciate all the support. He gave a lot of support yesterday, Dave, and he's been giving a lot of support recently. So just want to really big up Moondog, and a quick shout out to King Hoddle and ATX Gaming if they are watching, Dave, because I was in a Liverpool chat last night, kind of going for a bit of fishing, like you were, Dave, and I found King Hoddle and ATX Gaming in there, which is really funny actually. And it was kind of a small channel. I mean, Dave, it was kind of not too many people in the chat, and lo and behold, I found King Hoddle in there, giving them the big ones. So it's good to see. It's good to see. So King Hoddle, just big shout out to you, brother. What a legend.
What a legend. And we were talking TV. We're saying the Gooners were getting salty yesterday. He says they sat down in front of their TV with big smiles on their faces after the beat Leeds under 19s, expecting a Tottenham battering. Yeah, well, the only thing that got battered was Liverpool, my man. In the names of Wayne Bonner, none of the chip shops had batter left around because we bought it all. We bought it all and threw it at Liverpool. But big up. I don't know whether this is Benji or Simeone. I'm not sure. But whoever it is, it doesn't matter. Guys, stop running from me on FIFA, please. I beg you. I haven't played it in ages. And now's your time. If you do want the game, now is the time to do it. We have the Christmas period coming up. We can get it done over that. Give the fans what they want and stop running. Stop running. But honestly, big up, boys. I love these two boys. Great channel. Absolutely fantastic channel. The goats of Tottenham YouTube, as I always call them.
No, thanks for joining us in the chat as well. We're your Tom TV, absolute legend.
Legends. And the Truth Sets You Free says, send John Henry, aka Mr. Burns, back to us in Boston. We will let him know this is officially Spurs country. Boston Red Sox legend bought the wrong team. Yeah, look, and everything to do with Liverpool, I absolutely hate them, to be honest with you. I just despise them. I just absolutely hate them. Fans are way too cocky, think they're cock of the walk. I mean, they're such moany people as well. Even when they were down in fifth and stuff, they were moany. And then when they're winning, they're still moaning. I mean, there's no leveling out with them. So look, I'm glad we ruined their Christmas, to be honest with you. Glad we ruined their Christmas. And look, if John Henry does want to buy a team, you know what I mean, and he has he'll put money in for the transfers, send them over. But what I do believe, Liverpool fans aren't exactly over happy with him either. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. Truth sets you free.
Yeah.
But big up, my man. I really appreciate the support.
Big yourself up, my man.
Really appreciate it. But look, we'll keep rocking. Let's keep rocking. Who is the next one? We've got a guy.
I think it's Mark Cousins this time. Looking forward to this.
First time calling, my man, I believe. How are you keeping, Mark?
Very well, my man. How are you?
Absolutely buzzing. Still living off yesterday's result. I mean, I love no better opportunity than to rub it into people's faces when they expect to slap us,
No, definitely. Right, I just got to sort one thing out. Flat cap.
Wow, Spurs flat cap, Dave.
Bring that closer.
Outdoing us, Mark. You're outdoing us.
Bring it closer to the screen. Let me see it again. Oh, yeah.
Look
What year is that from, my man?
Oh, sometime in the 80s.
Oh, that's a bad boy. I may get on the internet and see if I can source one of them for myself. I have to. That is a bad boy.
Looking good, Mark.
Absolutely love it. There's a shot. But Mark, my man, what's your thoughts on yesterday's game?
Well, I'll be honest. Going back to Phillip's comments when he come on, he was saying they don't like it up them. When I got over my local pub to watch a game, I thought we're doomed when I saw the team.
Yeah.
But what a turnaround.
Yeah.
There was a poll on one of the YouTube channels. I think it was Paxton Road TV.
Yeah, I love them.
And it was vote for your man of the match. And I actually voted for Harry Winks. And I never thought I'd be doing that
as well. Yeah, I think I voted for Harry Winks, Mark. I couldn't believe it.
No, I thought never. I thought, what is the world coming to?
My thumb was shaking, before I
I
don't know. Am I thinking straight? Yeah.
Yeah, the choices on there was like Harry Winks, Dele Alli, and I thought, you never vote for them.
What are they doing here? Right.
But it just proves what the main man can do, Mr. Conte.
Yeah. What has he done to transform this team so quickly?
I honestly don't know. I think he's put drugs in their drink or something. He must have done something.
Do you think banning ketchup and mayonnaise is the route to all this?
It's probably certainly wound Undon Belly up. I would have thought it's wound him right up.
Yeah, but
he hasn't shown anything yet. I mean, he was all right yesterday, but he wasn't brilliant. You know, but yeah, I mean, right. This is the first time I've been on here.
Yeah.
And the only reason I come on here is because I've only got a phone, and I didn't know whether I could get on with this.
No, Jesus, of course you can.
You're sounding great, and you look
great. I thought you had to
great.
have a laptop or something.
No, Jesus, no, you don't need any high-tech equipment.
No, you don't need.
I ran my YouTube channel to 3.5K on my mobile phone, my man.
Yeah. I tested it out on Dermot's channel. I was on there in the morning.
Oh, yeah? How'd you get on?
Yeah, I was all right. I was talking to Brian Daigle when he was on there.
There you go.
Nice.
Proper.
Nice.
Yeah. And so you are the second and third legend I've spoke to.
I'm not a legend, my man. I'm just a normal Spurs fan like you, brother. In fact, you're a better Spurs fan than me because you have a hat I'm jealous of. To be honest with you, man. But look, would you start Harry Winks in the next game?
Yeah, definitely. After what I saw yesterday, well, I would start him just to see whether he's going to continue this.
Right.
Anyone can have one good game. The sun shines on a dog's backside every once in a while.
That's true. That is very true.
So we'll see maybe Wednesday in the West Ham game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe Harry Winks can continue on, or do you believe it is just a one game?
I hope so, because at the end of the day, he is one of our own. You know, he come up through the academy. And one of my mates that lives here now, he comes from Hemel Hempstead. And that's where Harry Winks grew up. And he knows his family.
Yeah.
And he says, look, he's always been a Tottenham fan all his life, even his family.
Yeah.
So
we did that for the research
you
on
know,
him. You're absolutely right.
I honestly believe he actually loves the club. Well, we all know he loves the club and he wants to stay. But if he's not good enough, then get rid of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it was an existential crisis then for him, where he was realizing he could potentially, miss out on playing for his boyhood club for the rest of his career.
Well, yeah. But, I think, now just before you come on, Ali Gold put a video up about yesterday's game. And I was watching that and he said something about Harry Winks was actually playing where he should be played. I know he plays there a lot and he don't really do a lot, but maybe Conte's like injected something into him, give him some belief or something.
Might be right.
And he also said about Sessegnon that apparently Sessegnon wants left back to be the number one choice. He wants to displace Reguilon.
Love that mentality.
Yeah.
I love that mentality.
I'm up for that. I mean, all we wanted was competition in the first place.
Well, yeah.
Reguilon never had competition before because Sessegnon was always injured. And so Reguilon probably at one stage maybe got a bit complacent, or even just kind of knew that even if he had a bad performance, his competition used to be Ben Davies at left back. And, he knew that he was always better than that. So I love hearing that. Mark. Good insight.
Yeah. But what a player Ben Davies has turned into. I watch all your shows where it's like Moon Boots and Undone Fat Ass and Useless Davis and whatever else you call him. But I don't know what's going on with him. Honestly.
Center back specialist.
Yeah. Every stream you put out on all these, like the ones, we all had a list, the ones we wanted to get rid of.
Yeah.
But I think some of them have been crossed off now.
Yeah. The Deadwood list has gotten shorter, actually, I might say.
Oh, it's certainly gone down by 2 or 3 names. Like Davis and Eric Dyer was up the top, but they've sort of been scratched off now.
Yeah. Way down there. Well said. Completely agree.
Yes, spot on. And come here, Mark. What's your thought? Or Kuva99 says, get in Mark Cousins. He's king of the flatties tonight.
Yeah, well, Kuva only lives down the road from me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he lives 20 miles down the road from me.
No way.
There you are. That's the right move.
2 years maybe might be able to go and watch a game together at some stage.
Well, we're a bit far from Tottenham, to be honest.
No, but you can go with each other to the pub or over to
Well, I was on Tottenham Tantrum Gold and I spoke to him like off the camera and I said, look, we meet up for a beer or something.
Yeah.
Go and watch a game.
Exactly. That's what it's all about, my man. That's what
all
about. But look, what's your thoughts on UEFA's ruling today?
Oh, it's a joke, isn't it?
It's a disaster.
It's an absolute joke.
Punished for doing the right thing, right, Mark?
Sorry?
We were punished for doing the right thing. We were punished
we did everything correctly. We had so many COVID cases and we didn't want to infect Rennes with it, so we called the game off. We even offered to play them and they refused. We even offered to go to France to play them and they wouldn't have none of it. And so we've done all the right things and they punished us.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I'm not that bothered anyway, because with Conte, I can see us getting top 4.
Yeah.
And wouldn't that stick it to UEFA? We don't want to be in that crap competition anyway. We'll just be in the Champions League where we belong.
Imagine it. But like, we sacked your competition off. We didn't even appeal just so we could go to the Champions League. You know what I mean? That'd be absolutely brilliant. Give them the big double finger.
Yeah. Well, it's where we belong, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. Look, home's calling, isn't it, Mark? Home's calling.
Yeah. All right, Poch took us there, and then he wasn't backed. We all know who to blame. But, with Conte, I believe he's coming back.
Yeah.
Speaking of coming back, do you feel like Harry Kane is starting to show signs of being back, Mark?
I love him as much as David does.
That's right, man. Good man.
I love it. I love it. Well, we'll have to have a quiz one day, maybe, just to see about that, Mark. But I'll get you
collecting more hair samples.
You'll beat me on that, definitely. You've already sent him his Manscaped thing for Christmas.
I'll tell you, I'd nearly do it for him too, to be honest with you. I'll be honest. I love Harry. But look, Mark, good to see him back scoring, though, wasn't it? The celebration, the passion, the releasing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with Harry, now, I put it in your chat and sometimes, and everyone, Harry Kane is tired. He's been playing football, for the last 3 years?
Yeah.
Without a break. We've had nobody to step in for him.
Yeah.
So he's had to play every game. And then in the summer, there was England. When he comes back and he don't turn up for... nobody knows what happened at Tottenham with the... when he didn't turn up for training. I personally think Tottenham give him then that time off.
Yeah.
And all the newspapers just made things up because it's Harry Kane.
Yeah.
He had a break for 3 years. And so I honestly believe Tottenham allowed him that extra time, seeing as England got to the final as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely think, especially the one with the England final, would have hit him hardest. You're talking about that World Cup semi-final. You're talking about Champions League final, 2 League Cup finals, 2 league title chases. You're talking numerous of FA Cup and League Cup semi-finals as well, Eventually, it's always going to weigh on him where he's thinking, am I cursed? What's the point? But he was always going to come back and start scoring goals, and that's why you never turn your back on the best striker in world football.
Never. He's certainly the best striker I can remember us having. I'm not old enough to remember Jimmy Greaves.
Yeah.
But he's certainly the best striker that I can remember us having. Even like Crooks and Archibald.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you notice, even when we had good strikers like your Berbatov, your Keane, Defoe, Crooks and Archibald, to name just but a few, they always had someone there with them. Harry's been up there on his own.
Yeah.
All right, we just bring in whoever we brought in. Llorente, wasn't it? He was all right, but was he competition? No.
Yeah. No.
Even Vinicius last year, he wasn't competition. Not top quality competition anyway.
Yeah. And like the old lad says here, Harry Kane has to carry all the rest of the stiffs.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. But Mark, looking forward to West Ham now on Wednesday.
I hope we smash them.
Love it.
Big time.
Pop the bubbles.
You're bringing your cocktail sticks with you?
Yes. If I see any bubbles, they'll be burst immediately.
It's a bit sad, Mark, because you kind of thought, these are supposed to be grown adults, here, in the stands, they shouldn't be blowing bubbles at their age, as well, because, you're supposed to celebrate normally, don't you think?
Well, the thing is, if you go to the West Ham ground, it's that far from the pitch, none of the fans can see them, the bubbles and that go up.
Yeah. Sitting there with binoculars, honestly, the West Ham
it's the binocular stadium. It is the binocular stadium.
They definitely got shafted.
If you're going to do a pitch invasion, you've got to catch an Uber.
Absolutely love it. Well, look, Mark, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. I am very, very jealous of your hat, by the way. But look, anything else you want to say anything else you want to talk about before we let you go, my man?
Just big up Bob Spur.
Yeah.
I don't obviously know him, but I've watched his videos and just want him to get better.
Yeah. No, we all do. We all want him to get better. And look, hopefully he will. I heard he's a bit better.
I've heard he's improving.
It's good. So, hopefully things can keep going in the right direction, Mark. But look, Mark, I'm sure I probably will. But if I don't see you before Christmas, happy Christmas, my man, and have a good New Year. And it's an absolute pleasure. And we hope to see you again.
Happy Christmas to both of you, and keep up the good work.
Bless you, Mark.
Thank you very
Merry
much,
Christmas.
Thank you very much. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. And Conte we trust, my man. And Conte we trust.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Big up, Mark. What a legend. What a great call, Jacko.
Oh no, it's just I don't know, Dave. I mean, everybody seems to have good debut. You know, Dave, we got the strongest academy in the world, You know, they all put their heart and soul into it, and it's well done, Mark. Really, really. And everybody in the comments, really big up Mark in the chat. Please big up Mark in the chat. Absolutely smashed it. It's not easy coming on and doing your debut. It certainly isn't. And there are a lot of people out there that have had really good success stories from it. I'll tell you that. So I know Mark is definitely going to be one of them as well. So big yourself up, Mark. You absolutely smashed it.
What a legend. Absolutely legend. I'm so jealous of the flat cap as well. So jealous of the flat cap. We need to find some of that pair of them on the internet, Jack. Mark is out flat capping us, so he is. But well done, Mark.
He's outdone us, Dave. He's outdone us. He really has.
Great call. But look, we've 2 guests left. Next one is Kuva, and then we've Sean Butler after that, and then we will be ending off because look, you know, Jack has a flight to catch tomorrow. I have to be up early as well. But look, let's keep moving on. Let's get on, Kuva. Kuva, my man, how are you keeping, brother? Oh, you're on mute. Come on. Amateur hour here now, Kuva. You're better than this. You've been doing it every day this week, my man. You should know by now.
Yeah, I was just letting you get a word in edgeways before the last 2 guests are on, wasn't I? Yeah, doing well here, thanks. Where to begin? Let's start on the good stuff. Great performance yesterday. We put away some of those chances. Like some of the other callers, I actually felt a bit deflated at the end because I thought we should have snatched that. It would have been great just to send them packing with absolutely nothing like they deserve. Can't stand them. Same as you, Dave. Absolute bunch of whiners. The thing that cheered me up, though, was listening to Klopp having his good whine after the game.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. Every word he said, I enjoyed the result more and more.
I had Dry Your Eyes by the streets on after it playing in the background. It was lovely.
Yeah. I mean, as for the sending off and the non-sending off, I mean, today's game, I probably would have you'd have to send them both off, to be fair, I think. Kane definitely did have his studs up and his leg was fully extended. His leg was fully extended. If the lad hadn't hopped up, that could have been pretty nasty. But I mean, I'm from a different school to that. I would have said I wouldn't have even booked any.
That's why I was surprised. Here.
Yeah, just get. Yeah, if it was up to me, just say get up and get on with it. It's you know, you did jump the tackle and Emerson, he got clattered, but I mean, people get clattered all the time. It's a physical sport. I mean, I don't think he was hurt as badly as he was making out, but perhaps that's part of those little dark arts, Jack?
Yeah, it was. I mean, you know, I wasn't too bothered by it, to be honest. I think even
I certainly
when
didn't.
David and I were doing the watch along, you know, we were saying it was a clean challenge. We watched the replays, and you know, immediately still dismissed it. You know, still thinking, you know, it wasn't too bad. So it does really show where our hearts lie. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Harry Winks. I had to give him man of the match as well. I think close behind would have been Sessegnon. I think Conte must have been absolutely purring about what Sessegnon did, keeping Salah in his pocket whole game and still managing to get forward at times as well.
Do you know what? I was very impressed with Kuva. There was one moment where I've seen Liverpool do it time and time again, where one of the players kind of gets the ball just on around the edge of the box and they slip it in behind for Mo Salah. And then, look, I would expect I've seen players that play there week in, week out being exposed and turn off. He didn't. He managed to stop it coming through. And that's when I knew he's going to have a good game today. Absolutely phenomenal. He could have easily switched off.
It's not just competition for Reguilon now. It's a serious threat to his starting place.
I agree.
That showed everything you needed to know there. I mean, like I said, Conte must have been absolutely beaming with a smile watching that. It's another one of those transfer signings we probably don't need to make in January now. So that's a boost in itself. Dele Alli, I'm not getting quite so carried away with him because one thought keeps coming back to me. As well as he played, I still kept thinking, we've seen this with Adebayor before, haven't we? As soon as the transfer window comes up or contract renewals come on, suddenly puts in a few shifts. I can't excuse the rest of the times. I mean, same with Winksy as well. You can't ignore what's happened over the last few years.
Yeah.
But of the two, I'd prefer to keep Winks about and see if he can, maintain this form, because that's what it's all about. It's consistency. I'm not going to get too carried away on one game.
Yeah.
Loved what I saw though, so big up to him, because I have criticised him like hell, like everybody else has.
It's kind of just a case curve, isn't it? Like, credit where credit's due, but like let's not get carried away here,
Yeah, just more, please. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Do it some more.
That,
win us
please.
over them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who was a bit weak yesterday? I thought Emerson had a bit of a difficult game.
Yeah, one of his worst matches, I would say.
Yeah,
actually, which is funny because he came against Liverpool, which is.
Although after picking up a yellow early, though, lads.
Yeah.
I mean, probably hurt him. It was a silly yellow, I think, when I remember though that he also received as well.
Yeah,
though, but
it was probably the first time this season I was seriously having doubts about Emerson's long-term sort of future.
Same here.
So,
Same here.
Well, but then again, he's only just joined, so he's got some time. We'll give him a chance there.
I think it was his first poor game. So, and coming up against Sadio Mane is certainly not easy. I don't really envy that when I think about it. Yeah, I think, he needs to improve, going forward. What someone did say, though, I think it was on We Are Tom TV, I think it was Simmer Ben, saying, what does make him brilliant, though, is at least, that guy has a motor to be able to get up and down the pitch, because he is always available, for an outlet ball. It's just that final ball was lacking. And then his best side of his attributes are usually his defending, and the defending wasn't really there last night.
No, it wasn't. But I always said that with Conte and Pochettino's style of wing back as well. As long as they've got pace, stamina, and they can cross a ball, the rest of it can be worked on.
Right.
So let's give him a bit of a chance, I think. But yeah, it was, like I said, it was a little bit disappointing. It was possibly the only gloss off the performance, I think.
I agree. Just quick on Dele Alli's case, on that finish, that that one-on-one he had with Alisson, bad finishing or good goalkeeping? What do you feel like?
Bit of both. I was talking with Phil Latiswell because we were having the watch along that Dermot was mentioning earlier, and Phil Latis and I were both agreeing that that's the perfect situation where what they call like giving the goalkeeper the eye. You shape up to hit it one way and then just dink it over him the other side. And it's perhaps he's just like not been in that situation enough recently to sort of be fully confident with it. Mind you, he did look confident. He shaped up really well.
He shaped up well for it.
He missed a lot of sitters in pre-season as well, Dele Alli. A lot.
Yeah, he does tend to. I mean, I'm not getting carried away with his performance. He was a lot better than he has been. I'll give him that. Yeah. I mean, credit where it's due, like you say. Yeah. But I'm not getting carried away. He's been too many seasons with not offering much. You can't sort of get away from that fact. So he's still under threat to go as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But like you said, is it an ever shrinking list of people to get rid of now?
List is finally
I'm even looking at people like Doherty, because although he's not had a great game for us yet, I really did appreciate that when he came out earlier in the season and says, look, I appreciate I'm not been playing well. And he was taking the responsibility on rather than making excuses. Yeah. I just thought, perhaps he has got the right attitude there. I mean, he had a blinder for the Republic of Ireland the other day, didn't he? Or the other week, I should say.
Against Portugal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was his first one ever.
Yeah, but first time he's played for him under Conte as manager at this club level, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe there's something there, mate.
Maybe he's been the big catch-up for it, Dave. Maybe he's.
I'm all for it. I mean, he's Irish. I want Irish players at Tottenham, to keep that connection going. But I'm all for it. But again, I've been hurt too many times by these players. Yeah. I'm not going to get suckered into blowing smoke up their holes for them to let me down next week. I'm just going to wait and see. I'm going to bide my time. Look, Davies, Dyer, they deserve a bit of slack. To be fair, they've done it for a number of weeks now. When it still comes to the likes of Winks, Dele Alli, players like that, I'm still a bit dubious. I just don't want to be hurt again. That's all it is.
That's that word consistency, isn't it?
Yeah. It's crucial.
But I mean, if the attitude's there, he's shown Conte's shown that he's getting something out of them. So we'll see with that one as well. Perhaps we're going to talk ourselves into having nobody in the transfer window at this rate. But
I say Daniel Levy's sitting there licking his lips.
he will be,
seeing the list dwindle down. He's like, that's 50 million saved. That's another 30 there.
I suppose the only other things that took a bit of the gloss off it was the finishing of both Sonny and Kane. If they got it right between them a few times, and like one ball over to Kane didn't quite work out, wasn't quite enough on it, so he had to come towards the ball. And of course,
Dele Alli, was that the Dele Alli pass? That was shocking.
Yeah, and Kane didn't hit a particularly good one for Sonny. It would have been a hell of a finish if he put the half volley away on that running at that pace. But
there was a header. There was a header as well. Harry Kane probably should have scored. But
the more I looked at that header, the quicker it came at him. He was only just got off the ground in time to react to it, so it was actually harder than it looked. If it had been at head height with both feet planted, he'd have put that away. Well, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I agree.
But overall, good performance. Really happy with it. Should we go on to the European nonsense then?
Yeah, let us know.
Tell me how happy you are first to have Harry Kane back on the score sheet. You're not scared from that quickly, Coover.
Brilliant, isn't it, mate? It was okay, we should make a bigger point of this, because all the people that are doubting him this season, all you got to say is not only did he put that ball away, he went away in his old style, but look at the other players' reaction to him. That's not somebody that's pushing away for a move and disrupting the camp. They loved it. They were all over him about it. You could see there was a sense of they knew how much pressure he's been under lately. They were absolutely wild in celebration with him. It wasn't just because it was Liverpool, it was because it's Harry Kane.
I get accused for hot takes, Coover, but I've heard sell him, he's a disruption to the camp. He's past it, he's finished, he doesn't want to be here, he's this, he's that. And I get accused of hot takes. Come on, give me a break. People want to sell the best striker in world football when it doesn't make sense to do it. Well, because who are you going to replace him with? You know what I mean? That's what I call hot takes. So please, everybody, calm down with all these hot takes, dropping them, bringing in Bergwijn and having this, tree, or what's that thing they do in the Olympics where they pass the baton around? What's that they call that?
The relay.
Have Bergwijn, Lucas and all doing the relay because of their pace and everything else. They're hot takes, okay? Everybody out there, they're hot takes. Stand by the best striker in world football. And don't ever accuse me of hot takes again when everything that people said about him was pure hot takes.
Oh, Bergwijn to take over in place of Harry
Kane.
It's
ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
that's one of the players I'd still want to see on the transfer list.
Yeah, probably actually maybe switched a few places, with some of the players who played last night. Maybe went to the top of the list last night.
Absolutely. Also, was it mentioned earlier that there was the French lad, the centre back for Barcelona, Lenglet?
Yeah, Lenglet.
He's a hell of a player, but I didn't think he'd be up for grabs somehow, because it's like their only defender at the moment. Titi's always injured, and he's got everything. I liken him to Alderweireld. In that,
and he's left-footed as well, which we need.
He's not the tallest. He's not the strongest. He doesn't put himself about like some of the really big name players like Ramos and that sort of player. Yeah. But he quietly does the job really well.
Operator.
Yeah, and he's he'd fit in lovely if we could get him. But I was just surprised to hear his name come up. I thought they'd be trying to offload Titi and that sort of player, but.
I think they're trying to offload both by the looks of it, actually. So I think they're trying to offload both, but Titi is Titi is really fallen off a pedestal, but Lenglet is, I think just disgruntled. I think they have Gerard Piqué, Araujo. They brought in a guy named Araujo in, and then one other player who I think they're playing, that Sergio Garcia guy or whatever it is, that Man City dross of a player. They've also brought in. So I think maybe Lenglet is just not favored anymore.
Well, Lenglet, he also fell out with the fans, didn't he, over joking with Lewandowski after a match when Bayern did them over 3-0 in the Champions League, and he was seen joking away with Lewandowski, and of course the Barcelona fans not putting up with that.
Yeah,
the usual. It's the same as we'd always any of our players would get if they're joking with just about anybody.
Yeah.
Don't like to see it. So
Kuva, before we get your thoughts on the Europa Conference UEFA's ruling today, just 2 super chats to get through. Moondog says Emerson needs to stop dropping down so easily.
Yeah, for me, yeah, definitely. I hate seeing it, but in today's game, you've got to try and get people booked because they're going to try and do it to you.
It's the Danny Alvarez in him, actually, when you kind of think about it, because, Danny Alvarez did it, for some time. Also, as well, I think when he was in La Liga, Emerson still did it over there as well. He had some of the most fouls drawn out of any player in the entire league last season. So, and that says something, because in Barcelona, they really do go down, or in Spain, they go down easy. So Emerson was able to somehow go down easy over there as well. So I think it's just the Danny Alvarez kind of, shithousery in him, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I agree, Moondog, but sometimes it does come to our benefit, actually.
Yeah, big up Moondog, my man. Really appreciate the support, brother. And Sean Butler with the big one, my man. Really appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. You could have just waited another 5 minutes and you could have come on and said it anyway. But Sean, my man, I really do appreciate it, brother. I really appreciate the support, my man. And he says, Merry Christmas, lads. Can't smile without you, Tottenham. Absolutely love it. Definitely we can't smile without him, man. Shawnee, it was just great to have Tottenham back, my man. It was just great to have a game back. We have the West Ham game going ahead Wednesday. Life couldn't be any better right now, and we're back to winning ways, and we all have faith, belief, and we're proud of the team, proud of the manager. And I mean, we can go into games expecting to win again, and my God, boy, have I missed that feeling, going into games where you expect to win or you can see us winning rather than, we will have to, can we get a counter-attack on them and all this sort of bull crap. We're getting like one shot under Nuno. It's just great to have that feeling back, Sean. Great to have that feeling back. Jack, do you want to say that, Shawnee?
No, Sean, yet again, thank you for yet again another big one. Really do appreciate it. And also Merry Christmas to you, brother, as well. And then also, Sean, I will say, I'm still thinking about, that preview that you did with us with Brains and, Phillip Brady and whatnot. I mean, you absolutely smashed it there, my man. It was a great combo to have with you. And also looking forward to, maybe your preparation to what you're going to do with Daigle as well. I'm looking forward to it, my man. But really, the support really does. Sorry,
whenever Daigle stops running away, Jacko. Whenever Daigle stops running away from it.
No, Daigle's doing the good work. He's doing the good work helping out Bob Spur. But, once we get that battle between the two, it really will be brilliant. I know Sean will be fully prepared for it. But, Sean, really do appreciate it. The really big donations, they do really mean a lot. And they do help David and I dream. They do help us, kind of continue on the journey. And so really do appreciate you, and also really love how far you've been going as well. How far you've been progressing, my man. Seriously, everybody's taken a loving to you. Everybody's taken a liking to you. And that's because you're an absolute legend, my man. So big up, Sean, and we'll talk to you very, very soon. And thank you.
Nah, big up, Shawnee boy. Big up, Sean, my man. I'll see you soon. But Kuva, my man, what's your thoughts on the
There's one more super chat I want to do.
No, look, I wasn't going to do it, but Willie Kelly, I'm well versed in space now. I still say Harry Kane goal ratio just not good enough to get top 4. No, believe it or not, there will be people out there that will genuinely actually think like that. They still would want to sell Kane. They want to sell 40 or 20, 30 goals a season. Don't understand it at all, to be honest with you. I don't know why you'd ever want to sell someone that guarantees you that a season. Yes, he started off slow. But as far as selling them, look, there's still going to be people that say that in January. Well, let's just sell him. It's for the better of Tottenham. I mean, it really is. How is I just what I couldn't wrap my head around. How is selling Harry Kane for the better of Tottenham? I just couldn't wrap my head around it. Just couldn't do it. I mean, you don't hear like let me see. You don't hear Man City going, oh yeah, well let's sell De Bruyne. It's for the better of our club. You don't hear Chelsea going. Who's their best player? I don't even know who their best player is right now. I don't even know who their best player is right now. But you don't hear Liverpool going, yeah, let's sell Salah and Mane. You know what I mean? For the better of our club. I mean, you don't hear Bayern Munich going, let's sell Lewandowski. You don't hear Haaland saying, oh, I know what a big good idea. Let's sell Haaland. I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't get it, William, basically, is what I'm trying to say, my man. Just never understood it. But, William, yeah, you kind of do trigger me when you put them in, but I'm well averse to your ways, too.
Another big one. Wow.
And big up Aaron Duff. Yeah.
Aaron Dub. I mean, really, you don't really need to, as well as Sean, though. Really, I don't think I thanked you enough, though. But big up Sean as well. Aaron Dub with the big one. Chaco sent Shamu his jelly beans, and if anyone knows a good golf coach, send me his name, Merry Xmas. All Mr. Dub. I've already sent Shamu the jelly beans. What's actually kind of funny is they're a lot harder to kind of secure over here in Brooklyn. It's a weird, kind of obscure sort of candy that Shamu was really, really obsessed with. And it actually was hard to find over here. But I did actually also send it, somebody I know sent it for me from Seattle, where they're bigger kind of grocery stores over there. Where over in New York, they're these small, overpriced little bodegas is what we call them. And, they just, it was impossible to find. So Shamu's, in fact, getting 2 separate packages of the sour jelly beans headed his way. So don't you worry, Aaron Dub. Don't you worry, but really appreciate you. I mean, this does maybe cover a bit of the cost, my man. So
tell me you at least have jelly babies there, Jack.
I'd never heard of them, and I don't really eat much
What?
candy. I'll be honest.
Savages.
We probably do, but I
don't.
I don't eat candy, to be honest. I'm more of an ice cream person. More of a Ben and Jerry's man myself. And also that golf coach, I know exactly where he is. Aaron Dub. And if you're ever in the Massachusetts area, I'll let you know. I'll give you his email. And I'm sure he'll give you a nice, good, free lesson. He'll maybe drop that handicap, entirely. He'll make you the best golfer, up in Ireland. He really will. He really will. But big up, Aaron Dub. Really appreciate it. Like I said, already sent Shamu 2 separate packages.
Would that be the truth sets first lesson free?
It is. It absolutely is. So, but he's also, he's the best Spurs golf coach in the world. I'll tell you that. I can confirm that he really is. But Aaron, whenever you're in the States, my man, I'll let you know, and I'll let you find him, brother. Big yourself up though, and really appreciate the big one as well, my man. Really, you don't need to. Really goes a long way.
Yeah, no, big up, Aaron, big up. And I do want to say as well, happy Christmas to Aaron, and it's good to see you. It is good to see you. Gaguma was actually asking for you the other day, Aaron. I don't know whether you know or not, but she was asking for you in the chat the other day. But it's good to see you. If I don't see you again before the Christmas and the New Year, happy Christmas and happy New Year to you and the family, my man. I know it's a bit of a tough one for you with the missus being in another country and stuff or the daughter being in another country and stuff like that, my man. But look, hopefully you do enjoy it, and you're more than welcome on Christmas Eve when we're doing our Christmas Eve stream, my man. Come on, have a beer with Coover, Brad, and whoever else wants to come on. But really appreciate the support, Aaron. And jelly beans are shit, by the way. Social media, you could have picked
sour jelly beans, sour jelly bellies. So they sound tasty, but I didn't dip into them because I'm not much of a candy person. But Aaron Dub, really, again, really, really thank you for the big one, brother. Really appreciate it.
I love it. But look, Kuva, where were we? Your thoughts on UEFA? We'll get your thoughts on UEFA. Then your thoughts ahead of the West Ham game, and then we'll get Sean on as the last game guest, and then we'll be ending it off there. So, Kuva, what is your thoughts on UEFA's ruling?
Bunch of pricks, basically. I said we're going to do the quadruple, and I also said the only way that's not happening is if we get cheated out of it. So, profit. I'm the prophet, clearly. No, I mean, it's
punished for doing the right thing, Cooper, right?
Yeah, punished for doing the right thing. That's exactly why it's so stupid. I mean, at the very least, why didn't UEFA just say, look at Ren's fixture list, look at ours, set a date and say, there you go, play there. Yeah. So simple. It wouldn't have been any... Well, they might have argued, but it would have been fair. But no, of course not. We've got to... it's got to be us to made to pay as well. If this happened to Man United or Liverpool, no problem. Would have pampered to them all the way. It would have been outrage if they'd done something and knocked them out. But because it's Spurs, I'll say bollocks to them. Just let's bring on the siege mentality that Fergie always used to talk about at Man United. It's us against them. They're all against us. All the other fans are against us. Now it seems the officials are against us. And we could whine like Klopp about it, but we've actually got form on this, haven't we? Lasagna Gate and stuff like that. No other team goes through this kind of crap so often. So we're now, as far as I'm concerned, we're the first club being officially punished for following the guidelines. Yeah. So bollocks to them. UEFA, a bunch of muppets. So I'm really angry about it because that was a winnable trophy. And people saying about stretching our squad too thin, but we now see that the backup team isn't as bad as we thought after all. So it was there.
Yeah.
Back up on fixtures, yeah, of course. But I mean, every club's going to do that if you're going to chase trophies. So, look, I'd sooner fail at going for everything than concede 3 trophies in the hope of going for top 4. Because what's always that we've been doing that season after season after season, and people still harping on about top 4. Then we can spend, but we never do. That's the thing. It's always the same. We get top 4. Brilliant, managed to maintain it brilliantly under Pochettino for a little while. Then the wheels come off, and what's happened? We're just left with this smash team and nowhere to go again. I can see that happening again under Levy, but it's the big hope with Conte and Paratici, isn't it? Always comes back to that. January's massive. Meanwhile, let's smash West Ham because that'll make things a lot better. It'll almost be worth going out of Europe just for us to batter the bloody Hammers. I mean, Jesus Christ! I mean, it's difficult to know which one I hate more at the moment, whether it's like Liverpool or West Ham. I'm not saying something. That's how bad Liverpool are. But then the more I thought about it, no, West Ham coming up, of course, I bloody hate them. They're just what are they doing up above us in the league? And
won't be for now.
Yeah, I mean. Come on, they should be fighting relegation. That's their place. Get him Andy Carroll back where he belongs, and oh dear, ideas above their station, and then they'll say that about us, of course. But at least we have actually won things. I mean, even if in my lifetime we haven't won enough trophies, and I do remember the 80s, and I still remember, so I do. I've seen us lift a lot of trophies, but West Ham, I can't think of them ever winning anything. I might have to look up at Google it. West Ham. What is a West Ham? Do you mean rugby? No, no. They're just absolute joke team. We'd put them in their place, sail past them in the league, get them out of the cup, wave at them on their way out the door. That's all they're good for. So let's have that. Otherwise, what else? There was so much to be negative about at the start of the week. We get
now we're running out of material.
Then we get buoyed up by the Liverpool performance, and then brought down by the fact we didn't nick it at the end, and then get kicked out of Europe just to bring it down again. It's like it really is siege mentality, bollocks to the lot of them. We're Spurs, let's have it.
Before we let you go, though, most importantly, where can people find you, my man?
Tottenham Tantrum Gold will be on again in the morning as usual, and then play it by ear how we go from there. Because we got Sean Butler's on tomorrow, I believe. Ooh. If memory serves me correctly. I think Dermot was trying to set me up to interviewing him with a sort of finances of the club bit, and I just looked at Dermot like, I've got to research everything just to defend Sean Butler off. No, well, I think we'll get him onto something we all know about, like favourite players and things like that. But that'll be fun. Yeah, so Tottenham Tantrum Gold, old games gone by, celebrating our old heroes. Having a few fans on talk about their favourite players from the past, their favourite teams, favourite Spurs moments, all of that. Going through a lot of great old material from all the way back from we even did the 1921 Cup final, which was crazy. 7 minutes of trying to work out what the hell's going on, but it was fun. So a continuation of that and dotting around the channels for me, but it's all about here, our spiritual home at the Irish Hotspur, and then doing our own little classic take on things and talking away like 3 men who've just met in the pub.
It's an absolute brilliant channel. Absolute brilliant channel. I always usually have it on in the background when I'm doing my dinner. It's great laughs I usually get out of it as well. And look, it's a brilliant channel. Here is the link in the chat. Everybody do get over, check it out. Smash that subscribe button. They're at 164 right now. They want to get 200 before New Year's, but I'm more ambitious than that before Christmas. Let's get it done. Smash that subscribe button. There is the link in the chat. Get over there. You know, and I always say this to people. I always say, I've said it before with Jack's channel, even if you don't watch it, who cares? They are still Spurs fans, so support them regardless. So get over there and smash that subscribe button, everybody. Make sure you obliterate it. But Kuv, my man, big yourself up. I really appreciate you coming on as always.
I've got to finish off with one of the things we have started on the channel, though, and it's a Phillip Raw. And it's a woohoo. So that's the in-joke with us all the time now. So you'll see it on a few of the other channels, no doubt. Anyway,
happy holidays.
Cheers,
Merry
David.
Christmas to you.
Cheers, David. Cheers, Jack. I dare say I'll see you before Christmas anyway. But
you will.
You will.
Yeah. Cheers, lads.
I'll see you, Kuva, my man. See you, my man. Absolute brilliant call from Kuva. What a legend. What a legend. He's brilliant. I love Kuva. Soft spot for the guy. William Kelly says Conte is a golden. See you next Tuesday, I believe.
Or maybe he's the golden cock, you know, like,
yeah,
you know, maybe he's, who knows, you know, who knows, you know, William Kelly. But pick yourself up, William Kelly. No, he performs miracles, my man. He's the miracle maker. He's the, you know, he's the second coming of Christ himself, my man. He really is. You know, big yourself up, William Kelly. I mean, he's the miracle maker. He can make a Harry Winks turn into a prime, you know, Iniesta, prime Xavi. He can make Dele Alli, you know, look like the old Dele Alli. You know, just all the things that we thought were impossible. He's turning water into wine, my man.
Big up, William. Big up, my man. What a legend. And William, when are you going to come back on and see us? When are you going to come back on and see us, my man? Make sure you do. Make sure you do. Next Monday. Or, no, that's Stevens' day. So, no, there'll be nothing Stevens' day because I'll be over with the Outland and that. But, yeah, the next fan show, William, make sure you come on. Make sure you come on. And if I probably will see you before Christmas because you're always in, William. But if I don't, happy Christmas to you and Luke. And hopefully you have a good time, my man. Hopefully you have a good one. Christmas Eve, actually, William Kelly. Pop on for a beer. Ellie, new channel member. Big up, Ellie. Good to have you back. It's great to have you back.
She's back.
And everybody like Ellie. Grab them channel memberships. Honestly, it's like hot property getting a place on the fan show, you know. So make sure you do grab them channel memberships and come on the fan show. We do, like, usually if we do end off early or whatever, we do usually throw out the link for free. But honestly, it hasn't been like that for a long, long time. So it is pinned in the chat as well, guys. Just click the link in the chat. It'll bring you to the channel memberships, and the white beauty is the one you want. So big up, Ellie. And Ellie, look forward to getting you on the next fan show, Ellie. So big yourself up. Mark Cousins is in the house. Thanks for having me on. No, my man, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for coming on, exactly.
It's what the fan show is for. And keep coming on with that hat, my man. You're making me jealous. Big up, Mark, my man. Big yourself up. Jude Set You Free says, when I grow up, I want to be Kuva 99, but it's getting late. Love you all.
I used to say that. I used to say that a lot, Truth. I used to say that to people. You know, I want to be you when I grow up, you know, kind of. So love that, Truth. Absolutely love it.
Some people say me and Kuva have similarities. I don't see it, but some people say we do. But big up, Truth Set You Free. And get in contact with Aaron. He wants to know if there's a golf coach around. Big yourself up, Truth. And he also says, Mr. Aaron Dove, glad he's back. No, we're all glad he's back. We are all glad he's back.
Yeah, absolutely, good to have the goat back.
Big up, Truth Set You Free. Maybe you can give Aaron some of them free lessons, lad. And Tin Man 007. Sorry, guys, only just tuned in, so missed most of the show. I'm the only one that thought Delhi was blatantly pushed yesterday for a pen. Do you know what, Tin Man? I can see where you're coming from on this. But I'll be honest with you, I think he went down way too easy. I mean, as soon as you feel contact in the back of the box, score down. But I mean, sometimes you're better off just staying on your feet and trying to finish it. And that's what I thought he should have done, to be honest with him, man. I could see why they didn't give it. I thought the one on Winks was more of a penalty than the Dele Alli one. I think he went down too easy, to be honest with you.
But I thought he was doing, you know, to be honest, Tim, man, I thought he was doing all those pull-ups and, you know, all those sit-ups and everything not to get pushed over. You know, I thought he was doing all those kind of body workouts in Dubai, you know, not to get, you know, shoved over. But I would say, you know, the penalty that we did deserve was, in fact, you know, Tin Man, the one that happened on Harry Winks, where Matip, you know, decided to get on Harry Winks' saddle, you know, ride him like a bull. So, I mean, that one was a bit more of a penalty than, you know, Dele Alli. So there it is. You know, instead of that one being a penalty, I would say you probably have a much better case to say Harry Winks really was more of a penalty. Big yourself up, though, my man.
Big up Tin Man and
Thanks for
007. It's
joining.
good to see you back in as well. It's good to see you back in. And I know you do pop in and out, Tin Man. And look, if I don't see you before Christmas, my man, Happy New Year, Happy Christmas to you and your loved ones and your family, my man. Big yourself up. But look, last guest of the evening, Jacko. Last guest of the evening. Let's get him on. I'm sure he's another one. He's another one that has plenty to say. I absolutely love him. And it's Sean Butler. Shawnee boy, how you keeping, my man?
What's cracking, guys? How we doing?
Absolutely buzzing, lad. Still high off life after yesterday's result.
Yeah, same, mate. Same. I can't believe Cooper just said, Dermot asked me to do some research on finance, but just to fend Sean Butler off. I'm not going to bother with that. I was like, oh, wow.
I think what he means is there's no point in me going to do or like research for it when Sean knows everything. Like, you know, it's not up my alley. It's Sean's expertise.
That's all good, man. It's all good. I love Cooper. He's awesome. I actually really agree. I agree with, you know, pretty much everything his comments on the game. Love Cooper. Can't wait to get on his show tomorrow to give my Tottenham 11. And I'll obviously have to steer clear of the the Levy chat. It's not something which is ready to go. So
maybe you could go for your Levy all-time 11, your Levy all-time 11. Who knows? But
that'd be interesting. Actually, that'd be a really
you know, it wouldn't be the worst team. Wouldn't be the worst team by far. But you know, you'd be leaving out the Steve Perrymans of the world and things like that, which need to get into that team. But you know, more about the game though, Sean. More about the game. I mean, is there maybe a particular place you want to take it, or you know, should I start you off?
No, well, I think that the best takeaway from it for me is, so I've heard everyone's opinions on whether now Dele Alli's back in the frame, right? Or whether Harry Winks should start against West Ham. You know, do we keep Skippy out? Do we drop Ndombele? Like there's a bunch of different perspectives and opinions, and every one of them valid. I think the benefit of this, whatever happens, the benefit is that some of the players who have until yesterday taken their position in the team for granted, no longer have that luxury. Lucas Moura now has to, you know, when he gets back in the team, he cannot afford to slip up anymore, right? Ndombele, if he gets another crack, he suddenly is in the reckoning. I think if anyone is going to get dropped, it should be him. But I thought he had a good game. You know, Reguilon has been a starter, and you know, no doubt since for the longest time. Sessegnon came in and was sensational. You know, absolutely sensational. And so it's amazing to have the competition in places. Like I say, I think it was Phil that said a long time earlier, you know, one swallow doesn't make a summer. I completely agree with him. So some of these players, we could be sort of lulled into a false sense of security if we look at Dele Alli and think, oh, Dele's back, right? And he might be back. And let's all hope that he is back. And whether he was playing out of his skin for his move to Newcastle, whether he was playing out of his skin because he doesn't want to leave and he likes his life at Tottenham and in London, whatever. But let's not get so hyped up, because it was only 3 weeks ago that that's a lot of the players in the team yesterday embarrassed Tottenham Hotspur in Mura. Right. And Dele Alli was a part of that team, right? So let's not get too far ahead of ourselves on an individual basis. I think the team played fantastic, and I think everything looks fantastic, you know, going forward. But I just think that the one takeaway that we could probably all agree on, whether or not you want to see Dele Alli play or Harry Winks play, or whether you want to go back to type for the Wednesday night game, I think the one takeaway is that hopefully now some of the people that would play traditionally in the 11 who didn't start on Wednesday no longer feel like their place is guaranteed in the team.
Really agree with that. And, you know, I think just might have been last week or the week before, Sean, you know, Marcelo, you know, who I've absolutely worship, you know, was saying, you know, sometimes these players do often do this to us, though, where they kind of like try to mimic what he did, but kind of a bit of kind of like a Men in Black thing where, you know, they flash you in the eyes and kind of like, you know, hypnotize you into thinking like, you know, that they're back, and, you know, that maybe, you know, we need to give them another chance, you know, and et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, maybe we just have to, you know, give it a few games before we really think that way. But then again, you know, to be devil's advocate, they really did play that spectacular.
They did. And the other thing to consider is if you are Harry Winks, that hasn't been first choice, he hasn't been injured, but he hasn't been first choice, and then he comes in and does that performance, man in the match performance against the best team in Europe, maybe the best team in the world. If he then gets dropped purely because Skippy is, got 90 minutes in his legs, what does that do for the guy's confidence? He would argue because everyone looks at their own performance, everyone looks at everything that they do through rose-tinted spectacles. He's going to be absolutely buzzing today and tomorrow. And if tomorrow night or Wednesday morning he gets told, sorry, from Antonio Conte says, sorry, Harry, but we got the 11 back, right? So sit on the bench. That's gonna bury his confidence. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the right strategy is. I don't know what the right team is for Wednesday. I'd love to chew this out with you. But you have to consider when those players throw out a performance that was so good across the pitch, to drop any of them with maybe I don't necessarily, whilst I think Ndombele was his pass, it was so spectacular that it went underneath Harry Kane's right foot, that Harry Kane didn't even have to didn't have to take a touch, didn't even have to.
It was just in his path.
It was not just in his path, the timing of it slowed down at the right moment for him just to hit the ball on the right. It was so
spin
perfect.
On it.
It was so perfect that anything other than that might not have ended up with the same result. So, but apart from that, I thought Ndombele wasn't spectacular, right? Like a few of the other guys said. So if you are going to drop anyone for someone like Skippy, then it's probably him. But but like I say, I think that you have to. Antonio Conte's got a really big headache, but it's a great headache to have.
Yeah,
and this is why we hope that he knows the best formation, the best way to move forward.
Spot on.
Great answer, my man.
And Sean, look, what do you make of UEFA's ruling today? They put it down as a 3-0 loss. Look, someone made a good point there. There was a thing released today was it today or yesterday where we make the 4th highest amount of the English clubs per fan per match day. And a lot of people saying, getting kicked out of the Europa Conference League, it's no loss financially. Now, you are the financial expert, but surely it's a lot more because not only the prize money, but you're talking about match day revenue too. Yeah. So, look, I think I spoke to this. I'm not sure if it was on this channel. I think it might have been on We Are Tottenham TV. The most we could make from, presuming, let's say we went the whole way, right? 10 games. There would have been 10 more games. Yeah.
Let's say we went all the way. The most we would have made in additional revenue from competition prize money would have been 8.4 million euros. And then if you do that, then you're going to have 4 of those games are going to be would have been at home, right? And if let's presume that you're going to get better quality of competition, let's presume there's no problems with COVID, let's presume there's no lockdowns, all that stuff.
More people
you're going to make
to the stadium for those then.
Yeah, but I don't think we ever had anything like a full
not yet.
A full capacity, right? So even if we go to say 50,000, just for argument's sake, you're going to make 2 million on a match night. So another 10 million. So 18 million quid or 18 million euros or something like that. Around that, 18 million is about the maximum money, the additional money that we could have had, all things being perfect, winning every game and no problems with any restrictions, which is not to be sniffed at, but I don't think that is the reason why we should have stayed in the competition. I don't think that's the reason why people, for me, I think that I was having this conversation on a WhatsApp chat today. It was a really heated debate. I wasn't particularly involved in it, but there was 2 people that were going back and forth, and 2 names that I won't mention the names, but 2 people that the community knows pretty well. And one of the arguments was, it's not worth it. Let's just focus on the top 4. The other guy's argument was, and I happen to agree with him, that if you take the approach that everything's about the top 4 is the priority, and that this particular trophy isn't worth going after because, for whatever worth, additional games, tiredness, lack of, injuries and distractions, blah, 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 then you could take the exact same approach to the other cups, right? If top 4 is the priority and the benefit of not having to play is that you can focus. You have less distractions, and you can focus on the top 4 race. Then, to me, I'd like you can extrapolate that out and say, well, let's forget about the Wednesday night game. Let's also forget about the FA Cup. Let's get out of those competitions as soon as we possibly can, and then we only have one game a week. We only ever have to worry about the Premier League, and then we should finish top 4. If you finish top 4, apart from the money and the revenue and the ability to win and attract extra players, you're still going to go into a trophy that you're probably unlikely to win anyway. So what is the point of playing football if the total aim is to finish 4th spot?
Yeah.
So to me, I still
trophies first.
Trophies first, right? And I remember how sickening it was to get to the final last year, how excited we all were to have got so far in the game, even though it was a really tough game against City and we were hanging on for our dear life. We did get to whatever it was, 80 minutes without conceding, and then to feel like we'd lost another trophy at the death, it made me feel sick for a not insignificant period of time. I feel like I'm pretty sure I feel more sick losing a final than I do. I remember back in the day when Harry Redknapp, got us to 4th. I remember Lasagna Gate, all those things, right? I feel like losing a trophy is more important. And I feel, or it made me feel worse for longer. And so I know this trophy isn't as desirable as, say, the Carling Cup, but the benefit of winning the trophy actually is better. The reward for winning the trophy, you get into the Europa League versus just qualifying for the same competition next year.
And the morale boost, which Mickey Hazard spoke about it, changes, the culture around the club as well. It kind of creates a culture of winning. And like you said also before, plenty of times, Sean, trophies, they don't really, they don't grow on trees, especially for clubs like ours.
But not only that though. Look, no kid have I ever heard running around my estate when I was growing up, or even to this day, ever hear a kid running around going, I want to play for a team that qualifies for top 4. They all say, they all have a dream of getting into football to win trophies. No matter how big or how small, they don't go, I dream of playing football to make the top 4. So therefore, I get the top 4. And look, this is debates I had way earlier on in the channel when people were talking about top 4. I'm like, yeah, talk top 4 I want. There's nothing better than trophies at the end of it. That's what defines you, not top 4. And at the end of the day, it comes down to that dream as a kid. You don't dream of top 4, you dream of trophies. And that's what my decision for me.
And, another takeaway that you could take from last night, everyone says, oh, you know what, the same team last night, they didn't give a shit about the Conference League, right? Look at the effort they put in. I think as you progress through the tournament, I know if we had have got through, this is all if, buts, and maybes now. But if we had got through, I know the team that we would have had to have played in the playoff was also Rapid Vienna. I mean, they're an okay team. They're 5th in the Austrian league. But I'd imagine that if you got through that, you'd start to play, some decent teams that are a better.
Leicester City are now in it.
Leicester City's in it, right? There's a couple of decent Italian teams that snuck through. Rangers, I think it was Rangers that got into it as well. So. There'll be some pretty desirable and kind of mouth-watering ties as well. Listen, I'll always say better to be in competitions than out. And even though this is an excuse that we got out, and we can moan at UEFA, to everyone that says we're better off out of it, I don't know what you want out of football. What's the point of being in what's the point of playing the game unless there's something to lift at the end of the season? And
it's all about trophies. It's all about being the best. It's all about lifting trophies, nothing else. I mean, honestly, if I was a coach of a team and some kid came up to me and or I said to a kid, what do you want out of football? Well, I want to qualify for top 4. I'd smack him and send him on his way. I'd say, well, come back when you've changed your loser mentality to a winning mentality. That's what I would say.
I'd love to know how Conte felt about it. Has he commented yet? I know there's been an official Spurs release saying we respect the decision, but love to get into the mind of Conte to see how he feels about it.
I'd love to spend a day with Conte, honestly. The guy, he just amazes me, so he does. But look, Sean, thoughts on West Ham coming up, my man?
Listen, I think we're going to absolutely smash them. I think that on Thursday morning we're going to feel better than we did this morning. I think today a lot of Tottenham fans are going to be. Half of Tottenham fans are like, well, we expected 0 nil point to get a draw. We'll take it. But other Tottenham fans are going to be like, we deserve the win. It's 2 points dropped. Yeah. It's a shame. Blah 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 blah. And we're all enjoying rubbing salt into the wounds of Liverpool fans. There's only probably one set of fans I would love to irritate more than Liverpool, and that's West Ham. So I cannot wait. I'm not, but Arsenal fans are like, you have to hate them and they have to hate us. But I find that there's more. I get more gratification out of other teams than Arsenal. So I think we're gonna. I think Arsenal won't be. I think we'll by the time we play Arsenal in January, I think the 3 points that we're going to get when we beat them in January is also going to leapfrog them in the league. Yeah. So that's going to be satisfying. But I think on Wednesday night, we're going to be super happy. We're going to put 3 past that poxy little club and send them on their way. And it's going to be a good time.
Game, Sean?
I'm not going to the game, no. Because my family's back from Singapore with my brother and his wife and stuff. So I've got to see them instead. But
lovely.
Well, you don't have to. You can always put it off for a little while and go to the game. I mean, priorities here, Sean. Priorities, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm going to be on your pump up show, aren't I? Apparently.
Yeah, that's actually true. Yeah.
What happened to Daigle? He's scared again. I know he's got his more important things, priorities. But I have to put it out there. There is an element of it that he's a little bit terrified.
I absolutely love it. Look, you know what? I'll have to ask Daigle. Is he terrified? I'll have to ask him.
No, I'm only kidding. He's got work cut out for him. I'll tell you that. It's going to be the two Titans going at it. Two Titans.
It'll be fun.
I think it'll be a fascinating debate. I think it'll be an absolute fascinating debate, just especially to see whether Sean makes points that Brian might kind of come around to, or Brian makes points that Sean might come around to. I do think it'll be an absolute fascinating debate. And Brian Ireland's in the chat. He says Daigle is not scared.
That's his ring coach. That's his ring man right there.
We have to set. There has to be some sort of like that. For me, what I want to see, because I know that I'm the unpopular opinion on this. I absolutely get it that everyone. Their natural instinct is to throw the mud at the top. What I would like you guys to do is at the start of the debate, whenever it happens, is to take a poll. Something like, what score out of 10 would you give Daniel Levy for his tenure? Yeah. Right. And then whatever the average score is, we'll put that up there. And then at the end of the debate, everyone that voted has to vote again and say, would you now go now on the basis of what's been spoken about, what would you now give him? And I don't care. Like, I know that I'm still going to lose the popular. Like, the popular vote is not. I'm not going to win that. But if I can win the swing, then that will be a victory for me.
We'll wait and see. But look, Sean, Ellie says, and big up Ellie, by the way. Big up. Really appreciate the support, Ellie. Ellie. And hopefully that house of yours is fixed by now as well. But she says, Conte's project, Winky is coming to fruition, and I am liking the project. What would you say to Ellie?
Conte's project Winky is coming to fruition, and I'm like,
yeah. So she's loving Conte's project. She's loving Conte's project, and Winky is starting to play well.
It's been one game. The last time Harry Winks kicked a football was when we got beaten 2-1 by. Am I right in saying that? By
I think he played in the Leeds game.
Oh, he did. Yeah. Listen, like I say, listen. I would love Harry Winks to the tackle that he made in the first, it was in the first 6 or 7 minutes, the sliding tackle. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was the 10th minute, and I actually had a point to make about this. That 2 minutes after that, when everyone's like, "Oh, Harry Kane should have been sent off," Tyler Morton. On my channel, I was trying to do a live stream and I got excited and ended up pulling off after half an hour. But I did take a clip of it to show how ridiculous. I actually had a complaint from my local council. They came round. They came round to my house this morning to complain about the noise, how much I was screaming. True story, right? But
is that allowed? You own the house, right?
Yeah, but on Sundays after 2 p.m, I think it is, you're not allowed to make excessive noise. And I had the windows open, and literally was bellowing from the top of my lungs for 90 minutes. And
you need to move to a new area, lad. That's
no, I've got
That's
neighbours.
2 p.m.
I won't bore you, but I've got neighbours from hell. Like they're particularly.
Sounds like wait until I get over there. I'll be fucking walking around outside with the trombone, lad. You know what I mean? Making nice. Me and Jack will form the marching band. That's ridiculous.
It is, but I promise you that the on the road I live on and the neighbours that I have, it's not the first time. But anyway, long story short, I was listening back to that clip. Tyler Morton he pulled back. He pulled back Harry Winks in the build up to the chance just before we scored when Harry Kane took the ball from the Emerson cross and then turned and did a weak effort. He got pulled back by Tyler Morton, who got a yellow card 15 minutes later. The pullback, the referee played play on, but he should have gone back and given Tyler Morton the yellow card for the way that he pulled him back. In my opinion, no one's talking about that. So when they say Harry Kane should have been sent off, Tyler Morton could have been sent off after 25 minutes.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. But Ellie, when it comes to Winks, look,
Project Winky.
Credit where credit's due yesterday. Fantastic performance. I mean, but Liverpool and Real Madrid over the course of his Tottenham career is not enough. For me, I want to see this on a consistent basis now. Same with all the players that played yesterday. Young, Dele Alli, great, good performances. But let's do it on a consistent basis. And that's my problem. Because, I mean, anyone could come in and have a one-off performance. I remember there's that famous one. There's loads of players that have done it. One-hit wonders where they've come in, had a magical performance. You never see them again. You know, and what I will say, look, it's a good building block for Harry Winks. And let's see what happens. Let's see if he takes it, Ellie. Let's see if he takes it. And she also says, big up, Ellie. She also says, this is your West Ham fun to get you over in March, lads. Is this still on? No, don't worry. We'll be there in March, Ellie. We'll be there in March. Look, don't forget about the tickets. We can be there, but we need you with the tickets, Ellie. Need you to come through with the tickets, my love. But no, really, we definitely will be there and really appreciate that. Really appreciate the support, Ellie. Jack, do you want to say that, Ellie?
No, really, I always appreciate you, Ellie. Always appreciate you sticking by us as well. Always, supporting the Irish Hotspur. And, I will say, Ellie, I'm actually getting, the flights, with the missus, over the Christmas break as well. Because, she is, getting a bit of earned vacation time, with her job. So, we're doing a bit of a kind of a UK tour, as well, along with a bit of Ireland thrown in there as well. So looking forward to it, Ellie. I'll be there for, I think, around 8 days, I think, when I think about it. Wow. So, it's going to be, a nice little vacation, for me and as well as for the missus. And I'm looking forward to it, Ellie, and really appreciate all the support as always. And I can't wait to be sitting alongside you for the West Ham match, especially to be popping some bubbles and smacking some hammers.
Yeah, don't forget you still have to bring us round in your open top convertible, Ellie. So you do. With the little tiny tubs of Ben and Jerry's, I'll be having a field day. So having a field day.
Appreciate you,
Ellie. Really appreciate the support, love. Really appreciate the support. And Ellie, Christmas Eve, we're doing a stream also. If you want to come on and have a drink with us and enjoy the crack, we'll be doing a stream Christmas Eve for an hour or two. If you do want to come on, it's an open invite for anyone, really. Spurs 72 says, Merry Xmas to all the great Tottenham Hotspur family. Come on, you Spurs. Merry Xmas, Jack and David. You guys made my year. Thank you, and a very happy new year to you all. Well, first of all, Spurs, Mr. Spurs 72, a happy Christmas and a happy new year to you and your family. I sincerely do hope you enjoy it. And look, as far as making your year, I mean, look, there's a lot better things out there than the Irish Hotspur in the world. But look, I really do appreciate it, my man. I really do appreciate such kind words. And look, all you guys, every single one of you, one of the followers, every single one has made my year. So big yourselves up. Jack, you want to say that in Spurs 72?
Spurs 72, Merry Christmas to you as well, my man. And honestly, it's very, very humbling to hear that, we've, made your year at least a little bit better in any way we could, but really want to wish you another spectacular year next year. Hopefully, we make it up to you next year as well. Hopefully we just keep it going, keep it rolling, keep the good vibes coming, maybe keep some of these great results as well going, because it's probably been more of a rougher year around this channel as well. We kept the positivity, we kept the optimism, which is probably a lot of people needed about this club, especially in some of the really, really horrible moments that we've had. But Spurs 72, you've always been there with us. Really appreciate your support as always. Really appreciate your dedication as well, because you're a real dedicated person, a real dedicated follower as well, my man, and fan. So just want to big yourself up, my man. And I wish you a spectacular new year. I wish you a splendid Christmas, and really appreciate the support, my man.
Big up Spurs 72. Big up Spurs 72, my man. What a legend. What a hero. But look, maybe last question for Shawnee before he gets the nice police pulled on him again. So, Sean, honestly, your neighbours such wankers. I'd love, honestly, please.
You really set up, David.
I beg you, please let me and Jack go down there and form a marching band. Right.
Mate,
now,
I'll fill you in. I'll fill you in offline with the shit.
Hurry up! I'll get this question to you so I can get the gossip down quickly. So look, Shawnee, the West Ham game, my man, the West Ham game. It's coming up. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, like I said before, I feel like I think we're going to beat them. I think we're going to do them 3-0. I think that if we can play anything like we did tonight, I think we're going to absolutely smash them off the park. It's going to be a fantastic Wednesday night, and I just don't see any problems. Right? I think that West Ham had their little moment. Well done. You had a little 5 minutes. Now it's time for you to, can I swear, fuck off down to insignificance and irrelevance again. You're going to finish the season in 8th spot. Leicester going to overtake you. Aston Villa might even take you over. I'm just not bothered by them anymore. Antonio's not, and God forbid they actually have an injury to Antonio. He's not been on form recently, but he's their main man. That when his form dips, they dip, and look, I just don't see a problem. I don't see a problem. And I think that the only problem for Conte about Wednesday is who do you pick to smash West Ham?
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Well, look, Sean, you are a new up and coming YouTuber. Where can people find you, my man? And I do encourage everybody to get over and smash the subscribe button. Big stuff coming along the line on the channel. I'm going to put the link in here as well, guys, for people to get over there. And here it is. It's Let's Talk Spurs. But Sean, where can people find you, brother?
It's Spurs Talk Show.
Spurs Talk Show.
It's all good. Let's talk Spurs. Maybe I'll change the name. It's actually better. It's actually a better name.
Yeah, Spurs Talk Show.
Yeah, Spurs Talk Show on Twitter and YouTube. I'm desperate to start doing live streams, but at the subscriber count that I've got, it would be a waste of these beautiful people's time to ask them to come and join me. But at some point soon, I'm going to start doing live streams.
Don't say that.
And I don't want to waste your time if no one's watching, So it's but it's anyway. Spurs Talk Show is where you can find me. I'm going to be doing lots of kind of commentary clips. I really enjoy commentating on football, and then also financial side of football. And I'm going to try and stay out of the same content topics that these guys do, because they're far better than me at what they do. But yeah, Spurs Talk Show on YouTube and Spurs Talk Show on Twitter. Thanks, guys.
No, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it, Sean. What an absolute legend, my man. It's a pleasure. And honestly, I can't wait for that debate with you and Daigle, my man. I really cannot wait for that debate with you and Daigle. It's going to be absolutely spicy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. I don't honestly, I don't want to be known just for what it's worth. I don't want to be known as just the guy who defends Daniel Levy, because I'm not a friend of his. I'm not a fan. I've met him 3 times, right? I think the guy's weird. He's not someone that I like. I just feel like, a lot of the problems people want to throw at Tottenham, they don't know where they should be throwing. It gets
misconstrued, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, and that's the myth I'm trying to start with, at least, and then from there we'll go on.
Well, guys, here is the link. Get over there, smash that subscribe button. Do absolutely smash it. And look, Sean, we'll be seeing you very soon, my man.
Love you guys. Merry Christmas. Keep doing what you're doing.
Merry Christmas brother.
To you, Sean. And quiet this Christmas. You don't want them Liverpool or Arsenal fans coming peace on you again, my man.
I don't care about them. Fuck them.
I'll see you in 2 minutes. Hang around in the background and see you in 1 minute, my man.
We'll catch you, brother.
Big up, Shawnee. Everybody do get over and smash the subscribe on his channel. I love Sean's energy. It's so infectious.
Especially at the show as well. Came in with the energy. Kept us, kept us alive and going as well. It's not easy, actually. Big up, Sean.
No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not. And Ellie, well, we really appreciate Ellie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support.
Ellie.
She says, I love the way we played, but Højbjerg must still be restored in our midfield. Your thoughts, lads? Do you agree or disagree? No, 100%. I agree. I would still be putting them back in there. I mean, look, a lot of people can slate them all they want. At the end of the day, he turns over ball, and I think Conte would rather have him in there anyway. So for me, I think as soon as he's back fit, ready, he walks straight in, turns over an incredible amount of ball, and he's a lot better than what people give him credit for, in my opinion, Eddie.
No.
I mean, he's got what, second most goals in the Premier League, or second, or something like that so far for us. I think he's up there with 3 or 4 goals already this season. Jack put out a magic stat the other day. Same, more or less better than Harry Winks, and Harry Winks has played 100 and odd games. Look, for me,
he's scored 2 more goals than Harry Winks and has 2 more assists than Harry Winks, and he's played more than 100 fewer games.
No, it's absolutely incredible. So for me, Eddie, look, I think Højbjerg comes straight back in. Jack, what would you say?
I think he comes straight back in, Ellie, as well, mostly because, with Tanguy and Dembele probably could rotate. If we keep with that 3-5-2, you probably keep Harry Winks, to see if he does it, again, where he has a spectacular performance. But then maybe you decide between Dele Alli and Tanguy and Dembele, probably. You kind of decide which one, you want in there. Maybe you throw in Dele again. Maybe you throw in Tanguy again. But I think a good decision would be is you don't play both of them at the same time. I don't really think that's the best recipe, personally. But obviously, Conte had to do that because he only had what was available to him. But as well, I would throw in Pierre-Emile Højbjerg in for probably Tanguy and Dembele for that next one. I mean, just quickly, Ellie, Pierre, I think he has the most, third most shot creating actions, which is less than Sonny and Lucas. And then he's third, which is just insane. I mean, that's basically third most chances created, most passes into the final third, most progressive passes. I mean, the guy has some of the most carries as well forward, has, I think, the third most players dribbled past. So he also knows how to skin past a guy. He easily is probably still our best ball winner. As great as Skippy is, winning the ball, you still have to remind yourself that Pierre-Emile Højbjerg has been, playing in a defensive role alongside Tanguy last year and still made, the defense sometimes, have a clean sheet. So, I mean, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, he always has a seat at my table, and I would always love to have a seat at his table, and he's absolutely getting into this team again. But, giving him a rest is a good thing as well, Ellie, because, giving him a rest, he'll come back fighting strong, showing that Viking energy that we all know he has. So it's good to see him have a bit of a rest, and I would just put him in for Tanguy or Dele the next match.
Yeah, so I think we agree with you there, Ellie. I think we agree with you. And she also says, wow, Ellie, really appreciate it. Honestly, too kind. Really? Way too kind. She says 3 goals is worth £20 for you, lads. Now, look, it's been a while since we've seen Tottenham get 3 goals. That's for sure, Ellie. That's for sure. But look, it was a good performance yesterday, Ellie. It was good. It was only 2, by the way. It was only 2 yesterday. But look, it was a good performance. It was a good performance. I mean, I'm just delighted that we got to shut them Scousers up, to be honest with you. Humble them right before Christmas, give them up that big serving of humble pie, and just get back up to Liverpool and shut up for the next while. I mean, I'm sick of their little squeaky voices, little squeaky laughs on them. I mean, Jamie Carragher, Steven Gerrard, all that. So I hate them so badly. I'm just so happy, Ellie. And look, I really appreciate Ellie, really appreciate the support. You're way too kind. And Ellie, like I said, Christmas Eve, make sure you do come on. I think we're going to try and put together maybe a little bit of a quiz or something for whoever does come on. But Ellie, hopefully we will see you there. But look, guys,
Really
there you have it.
big ones, Ellie. Really does go a long way, as well as Aaron Dubb, Sean Butler, Moondog, plenty of others. Tin Man, rejoined us as well. I know I'm missing plenty, and I really do apologize for that. Spurs 72, of course, as well, threw in the big one as well. Big yourself up, my man. But really appreciate you, Ellie, and really appreciate everybody else that super chatted tonight. It does really help David and I. It does really help us stream, helps keep this, kind of channel and all the content going, because, this is kind of a full-time thing for David and I, and we want to keep it that way. And all the support that you do give us, helps maintain that sort of dream of ours. So really appreciate you guys, and really appreciate the spectacular year and this spectacular, kind of, journey that you've, been a part of us with. So really big up to the Harris Army as well. Really big up to the Harris Army.
And my bad, she meant the 3 Pierre-Emile Højbjerg goals. Absolutely love it. But Ellie, you know who you need to be rubbing them into, don't you? Find a certain Mr. Alex Davies and make sure he knows about Ellie. Stick it to him. That's what I say. But come on, the Pierre-Emile Brickhouse Viking. I love the guy. I love him. But look, Jack, before we do go, where can people find you, my man?
Emily plugged it in the chat earlier, so I can just go quickly. But Flat Cap Euro Talk, really do appreciate all the support that I've received over there. I've tried to continue to, maybe especially come the January window, I'll be working hard to basically do any sort of reviews on the players that Tottenham Hotspur are rumored with. I've already done one on Matthias Svanberg, excuse me, that Swedish guy. I didn't really know what to make of him, but that's the whole point. And is players that we're rumored with, we take a look at, as well, we like to talk about fixing Tottenham Hotspur. We also just like about talking about European football when you kind of need a break maybe from Tottenham. So that's why I bring in Darius a lot, who you might know from Paxton Road. Absolutely worship that guy. So please head on over there, give the second channel a bit of support and a bit of love as well. Really would love to push maybe to 600, maybe potentially by the end of the year. That would be ridiculous, but it's really been absolutely vibes, hanging out with you guys over there as well. And also people who just like talking a bit of European football. Maybe sometimes you just like talking about other players out there that don't play for Tottenham. And so certainly I'd be the person that you would like to talk with. And also, who doesn't like, a Spurs trusted source, to talk, European football with.
No, 100%. Guys, it's your Bible. It's your Bible for the transfer window. So it is. I keep telling everybody this, I keep a Bible in my top drawer to keep me safe at night, and you need this Bible, basically for the transfer window. Every player, it's going to be hot and heavy. Players are going to be linked hit the left, right, and centre with Tottenham. Well, get over the Tottenham Tantrum goal, because you can guarantee Jack already has it done. So he does. So do get over there. Everything you need to know on these players, it's over there on the Flat Cap Euro Talk. So do get over there. And Ellie, wow. She says, this is for slating the Scousers lot. Oh, honestly, Ellie, I do that for free. I mean, I absolutely love it. I mean, that's my favourite pastime. All my friends are Liverpool. My sister's boyfriend is Liverpool. I mean, it's just a full-time hobby for me, to be honest with you. Like, well, I'd say I have two hobbies in life. One is supporting Spurs, and the other one is just, ripping Liverpool apart, to be honest with you. Two favourite hobbies in life. I absolutely love it. I shithouse them every single day of the week. It's my favourite thing to do. It really is. I mean, like, the amount of times I'm just sitting there and I'm like, do you know what? Like, when I'm bored, it's just like, what will I do? I just scroll through my phone, find the next Liverpool fan, bring them up, and just piss them off. It's absolutely great. I call it the Liverpool roulette. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, Ellie. Really, really appreciate the support. Really do appreciate the support,
you,
Ellie.
Really do appreciate it. Guys, but no, the Scousers tears, just put them on, a bit of, just marinate, maybe, whatever you're making tonight, Ellie. I can tell you're a fantastic cook from what you've told me over phone calls before. So maybe just throw a bit of the Scousers tears. They're nice and salty. Throw it on whatever you're marinating for tonight. It'll cook quite well, but big yourself up. And also, I'll, batter maybe some Scousers as well. Throw a bit of batter in there, put them in the fry oil, but big yourself up, Ellie. Really appreciate all the support. It does go a long way, but way, way too generous, Ellie. Big yourselves up.
Way too generous. But look, I do want to say, I do want to say to people, look, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who has tuned in. A massive thank you to everybody who smashed that like button. A massive thank you to everyone who smashed that subscribe button. And a massive thank you to all of you, the Harris Army, throughout this whole year. Look, I don't know whether I will see some of this before Christmas or not. We will be streaming. It's just I don't know what you guys, whether you're going to be busy or not. And if I don't, make sure you do have a good Christmas, a happy new year, and get back here after the holidays. Keep safe over the holidays, and then get back here and join us for the new year. But honestly, absolutely, really, really appreciate the support. You're too kind. You're too kind out there, everybody. Way too kind for us, to us. You really are. And again, really, really appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yes, Tommy Blanche, though.
Guys.
Yes, I'll happily do a long leg one. Happily do it.
There you have it. So he'll definitely be doing one of them. And then Eddie, keep up the hobby of pissing off the Liverpool roulette. No, it's my favourite pastime, honestly. Anyone that knows me, Liverpool fans, they go running now. They go running because they're like, oh, here he is again. It's actually getting to the point where, like, say if they do go out to the pub, it's like, oh, we won't bring Dave because they're going about Liverpool. But you know what I love? I don't get the invite, and then I turn up anyway, and I'm already sitting there with a big smile on my face when they walk in the door waiting on them. I'm like, right, lads, I'll get in the round, and then I just slag them off. Absolutely love it, Ellie. There's no escaping it. No escaping it, Ellie. But big yourself up. Really appreciate the support. Really do appreciate it. But look, guys, we are going to end it there. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. When the videos end, get in and get your comments in below. It is a massive, massive help. And we will see you all back here either tomorrow or 100% Wednesday for the pre-match build-up to the West Ham game and the watch-along, where, of course, we will be bursting some bubbles. So, look, stay safe. Happy Christmas to you all. In Conte we trust. And Tottenham are back, baby.
Hey, in Conte we trust. And Conte we believe. Levy out. Come on, you Spurs.
And never doubt Harry Kane again.
Where we go.